The Wild Wild West.
God damn, bro. What the fuck is up?
Yo.
Such a Freudian vibe in here, dude.
I know. I need you to psychoanalyze me.
Dude, your life is a fucking movie,
My life is
dude.
such a movie.
Your life's a fucking movie.
It really is. You see that phone call?
It's crazy.
Let's
Yeah,
not
that's
talk about it.
yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Devastating news moments ago. It's time to lay down, dude.
Yeah, you gotta lay down and relax.
I gotta lay down and pray.
Yeah, you gotta pray on that, bro.
I told you the bit wouldn't be funny once it started.
No, it's comfortable.
It is very comfortable.
I've wanted to do something like this forever, where like two people just lay in a dark room with their eyes closed and just like sleep. You know, when you're at your boy's house on a sleepover, before you go to bed, you chat.
The funniest.
Dude,
it's the funniest time.
No one gets better. I'm never more free than when I'm in a dark room with one of my boys about to go to sleep. We can't see each other, but we're close, and I'm like,
you say things that your deepest things.
Yeah, exactly.
What type of things would you say to me?
Usually, I would plan out the day. I'd be like, let's go down.
Plan the day out?
Like what we're gonna do the next day.
Tick me off, dude. I'm
Why?
not trying to make plans.
Well, dude, I'm talking about like we're gonna play Secrets of the Ooze for like 4 hours. Then we're gonna walk to Havertown Pizza.
Yo,
get personal Zaz. Dude, I used to plan sick days when I was like,
well, that's good.
12. It'd be like, all right, we'll wake up, we'll play Secrets of the Ooze until we beat it.
Yes.
Then we'll go to Havertown Pizza for lunch. Then we'll watch fucking Urkel. My cousin would be like, yo, that's such a sick fucking idea.
Man, that's a good day.
I know, man. I wish.
How long would you watch Urkel? Just a half hour? How nice was Rugrats in the morning? Did you like Rugrats?
Big fan of Rugrats.
I was a Rugrats guy. A lot of guys like Doug.
Fan. I like Doug. I did like Doug, but
I like Doug, but not as close to Rugrats.
Nah, Rugrats fucking crushed.
That
I'm somewhat of a Stu Pickles, I would say.
Yeah?
A little bit of a wacky inventor, yeah.
True.
That's what he was.
True. I don't know which guy I was in that.
Doug's older sister was hot as fuck, though.
Angelica? You like that?
Yeah, I liked Angelica.
She's
She was like a brat, beatnik poet, dude. She was hot.
Wait.
Roger Klotz fucked her one time.
Wait, I'm getting mixed things up. Doug's older sister is hot. Is that what you said?
No, Patty's his
I
girlfriend.
thought you were saying Tommy Pickles' older sister, and I was like,
ew,
no, Angelica the cousin?
Sorry.
I was like, damn, you a fucking kid?
What was Doug? No, what was Doug's? Yeah, I was my bad. That wasn't it. What was Doug's sister's name? Pamela. Pamela might have been the crush. You kids don't know this.
Yeah, you guys.
I was talking to these kids the way up here, dude. They had a whole different school.
Yeah,
experience.
they love like Disney.
Yeah, what did you guys watch growing up?
Not Nickelodeon, Disney. No, shut up, Noah. You watch fucking Disney, bro. You watch Disney,
dude. Noah's telling me a story, dude. Can I tell your criminal history, dude?
Wait, we hired a criminal?
Noah's a vandal.
We had to have a background check.
He's a fucking vandal.
What is he, spray paint?
He spray painted.
He's a graffiti guy.
He graffitied in North Philadelphia, dude.
In North Philly?
Yeah, he was in Temple.
What were you tagging?
Dude, he tagged a fucking... you guys don't have a producer's mic, do you? No. Jesus Christ.
It's fucking...
So I'll tell you. He told me the whole story. It's actually very funny. So him and his buddies, dude. They were drinking, right? You guys drinking? Bro, no. So, okay, so you didn't lie. Okay. Because his mom did ask if he was drinking. He said, no, I was making sure you weren't lying to your mom.
Yeah.
So they were sober. Noah spray painted a picture of a horse with a humongous dick. And the cops came.
What?
Busted him. And then he wrote fuck above the horse. So it was a horse with a big dick with fuck written above it.
Whoa.
Dude, it was So then he got busted funny. And he had to get a lawyer. And he had to send a pic. The lawyer was like, send me a pic of the thing. So he had to send a picture of the horse with a big ass dick to the lawyer.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. He said it's still there to this day.
Really? It is. How long ago was this?
It was like 2 years ago. He's a baby.
They gotta clean this up.
He should go paint over.
You should have to go paint it, or give it a reasonable paint it and give it like a normal cock.
True. Well, it's a horse.
I know, but give it a normal.
True,
horse
and it's
cock.
big even for a horse. I saw it. He showed me a picture of it.
Really?
He had a picture on his face. He had the picture. He had to send to the lawyer. Dude, being a lawyer and getting that must be so fucking.
Yeah,
funny.
that was probably hilarious.
Just being like, all right, let me send this to the appropriate.
Yeah,
parties.
who was your lawyer? What's his name? So we can all email him pictures of cocks. No, don't give him his name. His name's Ezra.
Ed.
Sorry, I guess the most Jewish name.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Well, we figured out why that is.
Why Jews are lawyers?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I looked up the Jewish religion. It's nothing but like wild fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's just rules upon rules upon rules, and it's like that's the only way you can navigate them is by finding the loopholes, and you got to be the Lincoln lawyer. all day long. Your mom's like, we can't turn lights on. You just got to hit the Lincoln and be like, I gotta fucking find a way around this.
Yeah, what were you gonna tell me? You were gonna give me more devastating news?
Yeah, well, it might be nothing. It might be nothing. So remember I was telling you. I don't know if you might have been kind of. I don't know if I even explained this right. I don't think you're drunk, but I was telling you that I was getting this thing. It's not a brain zap, but it's like I'll get a weird smell, and then I get like it's like a. I was trying to. It's like a panic attack condensed into like 1 second, where you just go whoa, and it just goes away. So I'm like, what the fuck? And but the cool thing is, well, kind of stinks.
Like brain cancer?
I don't know, but it only I don't think so. But it primarily only happened when I was like really stoned. So I was like, so I dug in. I did research after this week. It happened when I was up here the other time, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I went home and I researched, dude. I went home and I couldn't pin this thing down. I've been Googling it for months. So I pinned it down, dude. Temporal lobe seizures. My brain activity.
Yeah, but you Googled it.
Oh, no. I went to the doctor.
Oh, no.
Went to the doctor. I mean, obviously, I'm house. And the lady's like, I looked at this. I researched it. And I was like, I think it's temporal lobe seizure. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Wow.
But I told her, I'm like, here's the secret. My dirty secret. It only happens if I'm smoking weed. And she was like, well,
now you have to stop smoking.
What are you going to do with that? And I was like, I'll cut it down and I'll, work my way back up. But I looked it up.
Work my way back up.
Can't apparently. So CBD inhibits seizures, but THC also inhibits seizures, but in 10% of people can bring about slightly epileptic like brain patterns. So then I looked it up, dude. I have an epileptic personality. Religious zeal, writers. My whole life is just epilepsy, dude. You can boil it down. My brain's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm fine. I got to go to a neurologist, but I'm good. Unless I have like some sort of like acorn in my brain.
That is cool that you have seizures.
It's kind of sick. They're not even seizures. They're very mild.
But it'll develop. Hopefully you get like a wicked seizure one time.
Like a grand mal. I'm working my way up. I have like real pussy versions.
Then you can have like a cane and be like a true professor.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be like a young Reverend Martin Luther. Not the king. The OG.
Not the king.
The OG was just epileptic fits, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You were just thrown into fit. A lot of comes to my territory. A lot of mystics are just epileptic. You call it epileptic. I don't even know how to say it. But yeah, dude, fucking. But I told the lady, I'm like, it doesn't happen if I'm not smoking weed, and I have to also be stressed while I'm smoking, like, not even smoking edibles. If I get stressed on an edible, I might seize up.
Really?
Just I get a weird smell out of nowhere. It's like a chemical smell.
Damn.
And I just go, and I just like sit there like, it happened to me on the dance floor.
I just had a seizure.
When I was at the wedding, and I was dancing it up, I was on the
People
dance
would
floor.
have thought you were hitting the sizzling bacon.
They couldn't tell, dude.
At one point, laid on the ground, fucking people would be like,
dude,
damn, his moves are out of this world.
They just form a circle. It's just my brain, dude. It's like the electrical. I have very strange electrical activity. I can't talk, dude. It's my fucking epilepsy. My epilepsy journey is crazy, dude.
I saw a girl.
Dude, this is my epilepsy.
Have you
journey.
seen a seizure?
Yeah, I saw.
I've seen a couple people have seizures, and it's fucking nuts.
But you can have there's different versions of it. That's called a grand mal or something. I'm having like very baby versions where it's just occurring in my brain. My body's not even. I'm not even going like. My brain just goes. I just go, huh, and I stop and go.
Oh,
hope that's nothing.
Oh yeah.
I finally found it on Google. I'm like, dude. So yeah, the doc was like,
it's crazy when you find your diagnosis on Google. That's how I was with sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
What if I got that now, dude? If I dozed,
dude, I had a little bit of SP this morning.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I don't get it like that. I only got it like
I got woken
2 or
up
3 times.
See if I got woken up. I got woken up in the middle of the night to get Maya. Dude, I had sleep paralysis, lucid dreams of eating pussy last night.
Yo,
not Brett. It was to the point where I thought Brittany had come in on me, going like, because I was eating pussy from the bottom. So
really?
I was just going. I woke up just like. Ugh.
You can move your tongue during sleep paralysis.
That was the whole question, because I'm kind of lucid. So when I came out of it, I was like, was I doing that?
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, hopefully not.
I did drugs this weekend.
Did drugs?
Yeah.
Party time?
Not cocaine.
Nice. So just awesome drugs then.
Yeah, I did Molly.
Nice.
I shouldn't have done that.
What? How was it? I'll ask.
How was it
first?
It was an awesome and incredible experience.
Nice.
And I continue to really enjoy it.
Nice.
But
what was the day after?
The day after was fine. I just stayed up too late. I've been staying up too late.
Yeah.
This week has been. It's been party time. I mean, my life's a movie,
Dude,
bro.
you got to get fully into like Molly kind of Burning Man culture.
I can't.
There's
I hate
parties afterwards. You can go to like a day after recovery party where like you'll just like get like
I don't know.
You'll just massage other people who are on Molly and get massaged
The hangover is not as bad
as alcohol.
as alcohol and cocaine.
Yeah.
For sure. The
Yeah.
hangover is like, and what's nice about it is anytime
It's
I do it, I definitely stop drinking. Like I just take it and drink water, and I'm like, this is nice.
Not bad.
And I went to a bar, dude. Richmond, Virginia is where I was this weekend. It's filled
You had those things on you.
Antifa, bro.
So you were Mollying on Antifa?
I took some Molly, went to this one bar. It was so nice. It was like an English pub.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. There was fucking Christmas lights everywhere.
That's pretty
And the
tight.
Molly was just hitting like right when I got in there, and I was like,
Damn.
this is so nice. This is great. I'm just gonna sit here, drink water.
Nice.
And then Antifa bartenders hate me.
What the fuck? What's their
It's
problem?
basically it's like Fishtown fucking waiters and shit.
In the South?
They're so mad. They're so mad
That's
at
the
me.
worst place to be a hipster in the South.
They're so dude. I don't know what it is about bartenders that are like young dude bartenders that like think they're tough.
yeah.
Nothing bothers me more.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, be a bartender.
yeah, you get
be
a lot
nice.
of bartenders with barista energy.
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of stinks, dude.
You could see their shitty sleeve tattoos. I was just like, all right, these guys. But I was nice to them.
They all look like the lead singer of Incubus,
Yeah.
and they just fucking 10 bar.
And they're just mean, and they're like, "What's up, dude?" Another guy from the industry came in. He was bartending somewhere else. He hated me so much that he left. He was that angry at me.
What?
I was like, "What the fuck's that guy's
You're
problem?
chilling
What's
on
his
fucking
problem?" I was
Molly,
on
dude.
Molly, and I was like, "Dude, you guys are great. This is awesome."
And they were like,
And they're like, "Oh yeah, okay." Like, what's going on? Why are you in town? This is where they got mad. Because I said I was doing comedy in Richmond, and they're
Yeah.
like, "How is it?" Like, real fucking dismissive of
Yeah.
everything I said. They're like, "Oh, okay."
ugh.
And I was like, the crowds are pretty uptight here. I was like, everybody's
I was
kind
laughing
of.
thinking about you on Molly just battling bartenders.
I
Be like,
hated these guys.
hold on a second, guys.
Yeah, I was like, fellas, I touched the one guy's arm, and that's when he left. That's when he left. I touched his arm, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I touched you, dude. And he was like, and he
What
was
the
like,
fuck was
he
his
was like
problem?
he was like a fat, tough guy.
Oh no,
He was a
he was
short-
fat jacked.
He was a fat.
Was he wearing a tight T-shirt?
He was, and it was a bar from another. He was at a different bar. Came in, he started complaining about the industry to the other guy, and I was even trying. I was trying to be very nice. I was like, "Is this your bar?" To the guy, he was like, "I'm a manager." I was
Oh,
just like, "It's cool. It's really cool. Like it's great." And he was like, I couldn't believe it.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, somebody tricked people who work in the restaurants into thinking they're like cool and like rock stars.
Yeah, why would they be mean to a customer?
Cause they hate their jobs.
They're
They're
such
drug addicts,
brats,
dude.
but this is what they got mad
They're
at.
drug addicts.
Yeah, fucking dumb druggies. I was on
Jumping
Molly
through
having
hoops
fun.
Yeah, jumping through hoops for tips, dude.
True.
I'm telling you, nobody likes this, but I'm fully into defunding waiters. I want to defund wait staffs,
Bring back slaves.
or just defund them, man, and bring them down a notch. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll keep an open mind on your plan, but no, just they're getting paid too much for the job they're doing, and it
Yeah.
creates they don't feel right about it on some level, so they turn to drugs and they turn to bad attitudes.
They're mean, dude.
I'm telling you, because they know.
I don't know what they're mean about. They love the CDC too.
Oh, dude,
They're so mean. They're rebels that also are like,
dude.
better fucking be a Democrat.
That was a very successful
It's
PSYOP
weird.
campaign. Dude, 10 years ago, those guys would have been standing and occupying Wall Street. And
Yeah.
now they're like, don't say shit about pharmaceutical companies. They got fucked, man. They
But
got fully PSYOP.
this is where they turned on me. So they were already
After the
being-
touch.
No, it was before the touch. This moment,
Where was Contact?
he was with me.
All right.
He was sitting
Contact
there.
is by at the
Yes.
helm.
Oh, Contact was with me, not on Molly.
Nice.
And
So he was jubilant he was just
He was-
naturally jubilant.
yeah.
He was
So-
just radiating positivity.
me and him, no, we were both being very positive.
Nice,
That was
nice.
it was Saturday night. It was the one good show we had because
Nice.
Thursday and Friday we ate it.
You told me you had some pot-bellied hipsters, dude.
The pot-bellied hipsters, the Antifa hipsters, they're so
all-
mean, dude.
They got to go to the doctor, dude.
I don't know what their
They need
problem
their
is.
physical. They all have pot bellies.
Yeah, and they're jerks about it.
They would be able to stop fascists better if they got into somewhat of decent shape. They don't
Yeah.
have to, they don't have to be like, ripping out 130 push-ups a day with their cousins like me, but just somewhat of
You
just
guys are the
lose.
fascists training. You're
Yeah,
gonna
dude,
beat the hell
I'm
out of
about to
potbellies.
fucking knock them in the pot belly.
Hold on. So this
Go
is where
ahead.
it turned. So he was asking about how it went. I was like, the crowds are a little fucking like they're like kind of sensitive because of everything that happened here.
Oh, and they just
And
fucking
they were like,
steam.
what do you mean, boy? They didn't even ask what I meant by that. They just were like, from then on, they were fuming at me.
Really?
Yeah, they were definitely part of the
Resistance.
resistance.
You think they were leaving the industry
Definitely.
and putting on like
100%. Also, it was a soccer bar. My theory continues to
Dude,
hold up.
I saw the Gromit
If you
thing
like
too.
MLS, you are Antifa.
Yeah,
If you're if you're a white MLS fan, the lads are allowed to like it.
true.
And
The lads aren't Antifa, first of all.
no, they're not.
Yeah.
They're chilling. They're
No,
working.
they're working
They
hard as
can't.
hell.
They don't have time to pretend that there's a fascist revolt. They have no time to make believe.
What's the Sixers guy too? Wallace or something? Gromit?
The dog,
No, what's that guy's name? The Sixers dude.
Wallace or Gromit. What do you mean?
The Sixers logo, the mascot.
Ben Franklin.
So, dude, it's my epilepsy journey, dude. I can't.
I know.
It's the fucking. It's the dude.
You're talking about the
The
blue
orange
dog.
thing from the Sixers, dude.
Gritty?
My Flyers. My
Yes, yes,
Dude,
Gritty.
come on, I have epilepsy. Come on.
Wallace or Gromit.
Yeah, Gritty. That's what it was.
Yes,
I saw some Antifa like.
they love Gritty.
Well, they were praising like teachers at a school near my house. They hung banners to be like, "You guys are heroes," all this shit, and then there was a Gritty drawing just near it. Like,
God,
yeah, dude, they're gonna rise up the nurses and the teachers, dude. They're gonna join their ranks.
but yeah, Richmond had because Richmond's the capital of the Confederacy, so there's
Yeah,
statues everywhere to Confederate generals
yeah.
and like a giant Robert E. Lee memorial
Mm-hmm.
and a monument.
It
And
ticks them off.
and they got ticked off about it, and
Yeah.
they all spray painted it and like spray painted like BLM and George Floyd all
Yeah.
over it, and but they didn't get the horse at the top, which is Robert E. Lee. So the monument just kind of looks like he's riding above everything. Now it kind of looks like he's just totally.
Did you read that in an article, or did you?
Now it looks like he's just trampling over it, which is pretty funny. And then they put I said this part on stage. Then they put a
Fuck.
basketball hoop at the bottom of it. And I was like, who designed this? Robert E. Lee?
Why
Was
they
he
put-
like, yeah, put a basketball hoop down there so they can fuck.
He just sits there all day.
And he's up on his horse above it all, dude. They couldn't get up to the horse. They
People
couldn't
probably
get
hooping
Robert.
hard as hell, though.
Probably.
I'd be hooping hard, dude.
Yeah.
I saw Lee looking down on me. I'd fucking
You'd have, yeah, for the whites.
hooping
You'd
hard,
have to
dude.
swat a black dude in front of the Robert E. Lee Memorial.
Just get punched immediately.
If you dunked on a black dude in front of the Robert
Did you ever
E. Lee
play
Memorial.
pickup basketball like with
That
your
should be an
boys?
NBA street level
With Robert E.
in
Lee?
front of the Robert E. Lee Memorial.
Just put Sean
in Richmond.
Bradley. Sean Bradley.
You have to play with Sean Bradley.
Did you ever play like against like in pickup basketball with like your boys versus like just black dudes?
Yeah, all the time.
We played down the beach and won one time, and it was a fucking
You and me
issue.
took on black kids at one, dude.
They were 12.
Who cares? We
True,
beat the hell
true.
out
We
of
beat them
dude.
up. Damn, imagine if we beat them in front of the statue, dude.
He would have. He might have come to life.
You think he would have fucking?
Robert E. Lee might have. Yeah, with Traveler, that was his horse.
He's like, damn, you guys were killing it in the paint.
Yes,
Your fundamentals are sound. No
I do
showboat.
declare.
None of that showboats.
Yeah, no showboat. Great screen. You guys really boxed out well.
Zone defense on 2-on-2. Excellent.
You fell down. That's okay. Yeah, that was. But the crowds. So Thursday and Friday, it's a new club. It's a
Mhm.
good club. They're
Yeah.
very nice. And but I didn't know they were doing menus and ordering through their phones.
Yeah, the
So
chili
every-
style.
So everybody in the fucking room is just looking at their phones throughout.
So what
And
are they doing with
I didn't know that
waitresses?
Yeah, they just come bring the food. I didn't know what was happening.
Mhm.
So I literally just thought everyone was on their phone the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, get off your fucking phones.
They're
And then
ordering.
they would try to talk, and I'd be like, "Shut up! Just put it away." Everybody kept trying to be like, "No, we're ordering," and I was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up."
Damn.
And then, so yeah, that was Thursday and Friday, and that was terrible shows.
Yeah.
And then we got the rundown on all the BLM stuff that happened
Yeah.
and why everybody was so fucking uptight about everything. Because while I was up there, I was like, "Are you guys mad that I'm being conservative or mad that I'm being too liberal?"
yeah.
Like I can't figure
Like,
out
I'll
what
change it. Tell me.
what you're mad at. Yeah, I'll be whatever you need
I'll
me
lean
to
to
be,
whatever
guys.
side you want. Yeah.
Want me to be a fucking Nazi right now, dude? If it makes you guys laugh, I'll fucking be a Nazi right now, dude.
You should start doing stand up. You should start laying down doing stand
I
up.
might lay down for stand up for the
Dude,
rest
that
of
would
my
be
life.
fucking.
A lot of guys are afraid to just bring a couch on stage and lay down.
I mean, dude, it would trump sitting on the stool.
And kicking people out would be so sick. Just be like, get them out.
You know?
Take them and then fall asleep for like 20 minutes. Then just
You'd have to get beers with like a long straw and just fucking.
just the beer hat, one of the hats. Just lay here. Yes, dude.
That'd be pretty tight.
I actually, yeah. I actually planned on sitting up as soon as the podcast started, but things are going pretty
You're
well.
comfy, dude.
Things are going pretty well.
Hey, you're comfy.
I think there's going to be some negative comments, most likely about my physique and the fact that I need to lay down to do a podcast.
These guys got to knock that off, man.
Yeah, what the hell they keep body shaming people for?
I don't understand why they're so mean.
Why they love body shaming?
They could just pump us up and pump each other up in the process.
Yeah, just
not
be
attack each
nice,
other.
dude.
It's crazy.
What the hell?
I don't understand, man. I don't understand it.
Oh man,
But yeah, it's hard.
I fell.
It's hard when you're in your young 20s.
I did fall and did drugs. I'm back on no drugs.
I would say, though,
I'm allowed to have a little fun, dude.
you can have some fun.
Got a little bit of
So
fun.
my dad says you got to abuse something, man.
Yeah, and mine is
Got to
drugs.
abuse something.
Mine is drugs.
It's just
and alcohol
coffee and
food.
sweets. Hard on the sweets. But yeah, I mean, it could have been worse, man. You could have. That would imagine if you were doing coke and you hit that bar and you were like, "Fuck's your guys' problem?"
Oh,
It
yeah,
would have been
yeah,
a
yeah.
total battle.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
Been a total battle.
I was as nice as literally I could possibly be.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are great, man. This is great.
I can't believe
And then
they
I was like,
they shunned you.
I was like, are these guys mad at me?
They shunned you.
Yeah, they were mad.
That's a hate crime, brother.
True.
You got shunned.
Shunning.
You got shunned.
I'm gonna have to take a.
Is there a hotline?
There should be a
You
hotline
should call a hotline
for white guys
shunned.
that got shunned.
They got shunned by other
Hey, wanna
pot
be
belly.
mean again?
Like, did he have a pot belly? He had a pot belly.
Yeah,
Did he have really pussy, skinny arms and somehow also had a
they were
pot belly?
so mean, dude.
Did all of his calories seem to skip his arms and go to his belly?
I don't understand why they're like. There's several of those.
Because
bars.
their lives are fucked up, dude. They're completely co-opted by the system that they purport to be attacking. And they're totally obedient slaves to Big Pharma, the government. Their lives are a fucking lie, dude. And they
True.
just fucking crushed.
They could tell I was living in the truth.
They knew it, dude. You
They
came
could
in
see
there
it.
just waving the
It
blazing
was probably
sword of
just
truth,
bright
dude.
light when I walked.
Dude.
Just-
You're like the guy from Game of Thrones, fucking who just the eye patch and the sword, the fiery sword. No, it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's like, the statues are cool.
I'm just saying, history's important.
Yeah, their state capital is the old Confederate capital.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, that's the Confederate capital."
So you knew it.
I saw it from looking at it. It was pretty sick.
That's pretty tight.
And then when I was on stage, I was like, "Oh, you guys got a cool capital. That never used to be anything else, did it?" And they were all like,
They're all sourpuss.
they were so fucking sad.
I mean, dude, imagine if you're trying to be woke in the fucking heart of the Confederacy.
in Richmond,
Yeah.
the capital of the
You come out
Confederacy.
every day and you're like, and you look up and see Lee just fucking.
Yeah, there's Lee. They had a statue of Stonewall like outside of their capital.
That got knocked over.
It may have, but they might have moved it to in front of the. I think it's just in front of the Capitol.
Really?
Ironically enough, it's like 30 yards away from like a civil rights monument.
Well, yeah, that's probably it's like a school zone. You
Yeah.
can't have. You got to keep like at least 30,
Yeah,
30
yeah.
yards.
You got
or
to keep
so.
one around it to be like, no, we're cool. We do still like Stonewall.
It is a crazy fucking problem to have. Of just being like, I'm gonna go to Greece. I'm gonna try to find any of like the gods
Yeah.
that were problematic and be like, take this down, dude.
Please remove this.
Dionysus
Yes.
making women eat babies and shit.
Dionysus did that?
Dude, when
I
Dionysus
thought
came
he was
to
just
town,
partying, dude.
he would too. There's a lot to Dionysus.
Tell me about it.
When Dionysus, he would come to town. He was just he was crazy, dude. He was just total wildness. So yeah, it was totally like it was imbibing in the drinking and stuff. But he was so wild and fucking like chaotic that when girls saw him, they'd freak the fuck out, and sometimes they'd even eat their babies.
They'd freak out like they got so wet.
Kind of, dude. He would come to town. He was like a dude who would come to town and just like he was total chaos and disorder. People would be working, people being industrious, and he'd be like, "Yo, let's fucking drink wine and go fucking nuts." And girls would just be like,
And then they'd munch up their baby.
"Yeah, if you can't fucking party with Dionysus, if you have a baby, you gotta munch it."
Yeah, you got to like, oh, fuck, I can't get a babysitter.
Yeah, it's
And I'm hungry.
you munch your baby and fucking go party with Dionysus.
Would you eat your daughter to go hang out with Dionysus?
Spring break.
To spring break?
It depends.
People do that. It's
Kill their
pretty
babies?
reasonable. Yeah, the
Yeah.
myth makes perfect sense.
Yeah, man.
Like people definitely are like, no, I still have to party. I can't. I don't
Yeah.
want to raise this child.
Yeah, you can totally have a kid. You have to fully commit to being like I'm going to give this thing the best life possible, or you go, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just fuck your kid up.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man, no, you can. Would I munch her and go to spring break? You're talking Daytona? We talking
Panama City,
Cozumel, Panama City?
Yeah, Panama.
Am I grinding?
Am
I grinding?
Yes, you're gonna be able to grind, and you're probably you're gonna kiss and have one sex the whole time for the week,
Kiss and have one sex?
and you get one sex,
That's tough.
and it's bad, and
I
she's
might
gross,
munch.
and her butt smells.
I might munch you. What?
You're gonna have sex with her
She's
from
gonna be
behind, and her
gross.
butt's gonna smell, and you're gonna smell.
It's gonna be sweaty and just like emanating alcohol. Have
but it'll
alcohol
be
coming
you're
off
gonna
the
like
pores.
it.
But I munch.
You like the stink, don't you?
Depends what kind
You
of stink.
seem
it
like a
is.
bit of a dog.
Depends what kind of stink. If it's like a
Musky butt stink.
if it's like a hard work kind of smell, I'm into it. If it's like a BV, like what is it? Bacterial vaginosis.
Oh,
I'm not with the fish smell.
you don't like that.
That smell, and it's not even like a conscious choice. It's just I just like biologically go my body knew that was the wrong one. If it's just a musk, I'm like, okay,
Yeah. You can go in there.
Let's crack these walls out, dude. Let's get it stanking in here. Get it smelling like the pussy, dude. Dick, booty, and pussy, dude.
What do you like better, the booty or the pussy?
The pussy, bro. The pussy.
The pussy?
All day long, the pussy.
Yeah, the pussy's so good.
I'm not
dude.
into that, dude. I'm not into that. The pussy's so... Yo, will you guys fucking knock it off?
Yeah,
Being serious
shut up
here.
over there.
Being serious
The pussy,
here, dude.
when as soon the first time you slide into the pussy.
You remember the first time you slid into some pussy?
Yes.
Were you wearing a condom or no?
No.
Lucky duck.
I did not wear condoms, bro. What do you
I
think
did
I'm
it first.
I never did, yeah.
I remember the first time I did without it and was like, what?
Yeah.
It
You're
was...
like,
if I did it first without one, I don't know if I'd have been able to.
the first time I slid into the pussy, I
Unprotected.
unprotected and I also chickened out.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know what happened, dude. I got cold dick. I got cold feet on that one.
You tasted...
I got
and then
into
went,
the pussy.
how?
Yeah.
How is it even possible?
I don't know. I think I was in like 8th grade.
It
was scary, dude.
It is scary. No, it is scary.
I was frightened.
I was protected.
And then then the same girl like a week later. I got into the pussy in the
Yeah,
tent,
in the pussy.
in a tent. So technically, I lost my virginity kind of before that.
I had a
Slight
half
penetration.
virginity loose.
Yeah, what happened
I
with
was
yours?
too drunk.
Really?
I was rock fucking hard, dude. I was 17.
and you just
old.
couldn't jizz.
No, dude. I took a pee. I had a rock hard boner. I was making out. I was fucking
Yeah, playing with
fingering,
it.
not inserting.
Letting it
just
know what
fucking-
was coming.
Yeah, like what's up? I just
Yeah.
Googled the clitoris. I know what it is now. Let's go.
Mm.
So I'm pressing on that thing. I'm pushing that button, dude. I'm trying to get the elevator to ground floor, dude. It's fucking like, let's go.
Yes.
And I had a I had a rager, dude. I drank like 16 Bud Lights. My parents were out of town.
Whoa.
I was fucked up.
That's what I did last night, dude.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, I was partying hard as I could.
That's
Then,
how you party.
then I peed. Boner was gone. I had a pee boner. So I like mashed like half hard bird on like a hiking trail. We went down to the trail.
You were on a trail outside?
I was
We
outside.
both lost our virginity outside.
Sick. And we both had I half lost it on the trail.
Yes.
And then I was just like, mashing a fucking like half hard bird with a condom on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I give up. I tapped. And then the second time I went to some lady's house and we had sex. And I remember I timed myself.
You timed your sexual
Well, I didn't
intercourse?
like time it, but I like definitely like, well, yeah, I guess I did time it. I looked at the clock before I
Yeah.
started. After I was like 7 minutes, not bad.
Yeah.
Every single time after that, I was like 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
That's pretty good.
I was like out of my body the
2
first
minutes
time.
is great.
I mean, dude, you're talking to someone I got 7 minutes my first time.
True.
So I was like, dude, I'm going to probably last for like half an hour pretty soon. Dude, it was only because I was like you were saying, I was so shook. I was like out of my body.
Yeah, I
doing
was
most
scared,
of it.
dude. It was
I
so
like
spooky.
made myself,
People don't understand
Crumb.
how scary the pussy is.
after I got used to it, dude, I would just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was crazy.
Dude, if I can lay down on every podcast,
Yeah, dude. You
it's gonna be
can.
big. For the audio listeners, I'm pretty fucking chill right now.
They can tell you're laying. You can hear from someone's voice they're laying down. My mom gets me every time.
Really?
Are you in bed? And I'm like, "Brr."
Oh, that's the worst.
Also, too, my mom, she didn't call me fat this summer.
Did not call you
She
fat.
complimented my body.
Oh yeah, whose summer was it? Billy got shredded. Billy ended up getting like skinny.
Is he skinny?
Have you seen Bill?
I didn't see he was shredded.
He looks handsome as hell.
He does look
dude.
handsome. Bill looks good. He lost some weight.
Yeah, he lost weight. Now
Telling
he
you,
looks-
man, you got my mom just teases, dude.
Your mom teases you guys?
No, mommy teases, dude. She calls my jeans gay. Calls
What?
me paunchy. Yeah, dude. One time I bent down to pick something up, and I was
bring up
like,
moms, dude.
"Huh?" True. Sorry, bro. It's just part of this epilepsy journey I have right now.
I know. Well, it does make sense that you're epileptic.
Yeah, I have an epileptic personality.
What else would you say goes into that? Like
It's just
you're a
two
writer,
things.
you're
It's
creative.
just two things. No, it's just they say people are obsessed with writing, and they have like very strong, like almost delusional religious stuff. I'm like, check.
No,
Although-
you don't even go to church.
Yeah, dude,
What
I
the
have
fuck are you talking
I have a
about?
ridiculously super spiritual life, dude.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Like a female's level of spirituality.
no,
You're-
no, no,
You're not
no, no.
religious.
Deeply religious.
You're deeply
I'm more
religious.
Eastern religion.
Yeah. What
Western
Eastern
religions are for
What
kids.
Eastern religion?
Hinduism, bro.
You're more Hindu.
The
Give me
Vedantas,
some.
dude.
Yeah, give me some tenets of Hinduism.
I mean, okay. You talking about Brahmin? Are you talking Brahmin?
No. Give me the tenets. Tell me what are we talking here?
Well, it's hard because Hinduism's broken between so many different sects.
Okay.
But really, the whole thing is it's an impersonal creator at the very top of it. That's
Yeah.
Brahman, dude. And it's not a big thing. It's scientific. It's just the universe is inseparable. If you take all of the life force of every single being and connect it with the entire universe as a whole, that's Brahman, dude. It's just an ideal. It's an ideal you can meditate toward and connect yourself to.
Meditate towards that. We're all connected.
We are. It's. I mean, all
No,
even
I
the
was,
pla- even
I was
planets.
asking that.
Yeah, the planets. It's a it's a single thing. We are a one consciousness experiencing itself as each other. That's just my beliefs. I'm intensely. It's just my epilepsy, dude. I hate that you fucking. I'm gonna fucking have a fit, dude. But yeah, man. It's people say what do they say? A bunch of things that we're like a bunch of things that are changing. Where we're just change that's thinking, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, dude.
That's what I always say.
Come on, man. You know that.
The word
But,
things changing.
Dude, if you think about it, so, because you're a materialist, you're a mechanistic materialist.
Yeah.
That bothers you.
I don't care.
But you're a materialist, so
Yes.
you would say that our consciousness,
I'm Missouri, bro. You better show me.
your consciousness,
show me
so
state,
you would say
dude.
that consciousness just emanates off of the tissue, and it's just like a fluke that happens to come off of our like mechanical brain processes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
if we're just matter and tissues and we produce consciousness, then so does other, fundamental elements that we are, the same thing as. So the universe in that level would probably be in that vein is also conscious.
This is not this mirror is not conscious.
Not itself. But I'm saying if we're just, again, as a materialist, if we're just material elements, we're water, we're this, we're that, and we somehow produce consciousness, which is just a fluke. It's nothing serious, just trapped in our brains. It's not like a thing like a magnetic force that we somehow just experienced,
What do you mean?
So
Like, do you think it is a
if it's just
magnetic force?
no, it could be an external thing that we're picking up on.
Yeah.
A magnet can't comprehend magnetism, but it's still like attracted to it. Consciousness might be a field. I don't know. I mean, you're asking me, and if I'm hanging out with my Hindu friends, we'd say, yeah, it definitely is.
You did have some Hindu friends in college,
I
didn't you?
did, dude. I didn't know, dude. I look at Indian dudes and all now.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the shit you guys are brought up on. This fucking rules.
Yeah, they got a good one.
It's so sick, dude.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
So that's your third eye picking up on that? Is that your consciousness?
No, man,
There's third eye for
when you're getting into
fucking
right and
sick-ass
wrong
drugs.
knowledge, that's wrong knowledge. And that's where I'm with you. You don't believe in anything you can't see or reason out or have a reliable witness.
Yeah.
There is the whole pantheon of like all those things, but that's just, that's mythology, bro.
What do you think George W. Bush is? Think he's a materialist or do you think he's a Hindu?
What is George? Satanist.
I'm whatever Dick Cheney is.
Satanist.
Which
Oh,
one's
he's a
he?
Satanist.
Satanist?
Do you hear my question though? If
Satanist.
we're just then biological material producing the fluke of consciousness, then so are other things too. We wouldn't know. Like an entire galaxy could be conscious then, because it has what do our brains run on? Water, tissue, electricity. You got water in the cosmos. You have plenty of fucking electricity.
Yeah.
So why could, those things might be conscious too? So that would that's
What if there's no water
there is.
on a planet?
I mean that wouldn't be
Then
part
that
of that.
planet
That would be a
can't think?
different node.
He doesn't get to think?
It's not the planet. It's the
So
whole
Pluto
entire
doesn't get
thing.
to talk?
It might, dude. I don't
All right.
know. All I'm saying is I don't know. I don't
All right.
know.
I don't know if they're talking.
I don't know either, dude.
Do you think rocks are talking when we're not looking?
crystals are self-organizing structures, but they don't talk.
Do you think they
But
could chat?
they grow themselves. Yes.
What if they wanted to chat a little, communicate with each other?
They might.
Like plants,
trees talk.
Plants do.
Plants talk. Trees
Yeah,
talk.
I saw that happening.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
I know all about it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Secret life of plants.
But you gotta show me.
Dude, look, again, I don't know for sure, but that's my theory right now. I'd love to debate Sam Harris. I would murder
Sam
him.
Harris would butt fuck you.
Dude, I can't think of if consciousness is just something emanating off of just purely physical characteristics, then why wouldn't
Wait,
other
I think
things
you need to define consciousness. The best
Nobody
best
can.
you can.
Aha.
Well, the best you can.
Nobody can yet.
What's your working definition? Like, what if you had to try to define consciousness? Because then we can discuss who has it and who doesn't.
It's the life energy
If
of the universe, dude.
The life energy of the universe?
Yeah. So your brain, you have a brain, right? Obviously. And there's just the lights come on and it gets filtered. Dude, oh my God, dude. It's like, like a sea turtle when they come out. They come out of the thing knowing what a hawk looks like. How, dude? How do they know that?
Yeah.
They know that. If you flash a chicken by them, they don't move. If you flash a hawk, they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
How? You have like little things in your brain that are just ready to roll at all times. But then you have the lights come on, that's consciousness. That's awareness. And then you kind of paint it with like your, built-in mechanisms.
So like you're talking about like instincts are different than consciousness?
Yeah. Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
So do you think animals have consciousness then on top of their instincts?
Not like humans do, no.
Yeah.
Not like humans do.
Sure.
But yeah, they haven't demonstrated that, no. So
Yeah.
animals are almost purely instinct. Humans have another level.
Yeah, I remember I got bummed out in Catholic school for that. When they said dogs don't have souls.
That's some bullshit.
And I
dude.
was like, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I know they do.
They have
And they're like-
personalities.
and then they were like, they're just instinct. I was like, so are we. We're only instinct. That's
can
how I
be.
feel about us.
We can be.
That's how I feel about human beings. We're also just instinct.
You're Freudian, dude.
Perhaps I am.
You're Freudian, dude. I'm Jungian.
Perhaps I am Freudian. My
I'm
mom
young.
is looking tight. Maybe I am Freudian.
But yeah, that's my. Maybe there's a good answer for it. But yeah, I would fucking.
You better fucking
Own Sam
define
Harris, dude.
consciousness, dude.
Dude, nobody
Figure that
can.
out, and then I'll
It's
let
just
you
aware.
talk about
It's
it.
it's awareness.
Awareness.
It's awareness.
But no, you said it was different than instinct.
Yeah, it is. Awareness is different than instinct.
They have animals have awareness,
They do,
so they do.
but
Have,
they're not self-aware,
okay,
and they can't like run simulations through.
I
their
agree
head.
with that.
There's people who don't have a mind's eye too. There's a condition of people, some of my fellow brain disordered individuals who can't picture things in their mind.
Really?
I watched a thing on it. Yeah, they were watching a thing, and they're like, the one dude was like 15, and he was watching TV, and they're like, now imagine, like, picture this in your mind. And he was like, he went down to his dad. He's like, Dad, can you like see things when you close your eyes? He's like, yeah, why? He's like, fuck,
Oh no,
can't do it.
he's probably lying.
I was wondering that too. I was like,
he sounds like he's fibbing to be
somewhat of
interesting.
I was wondering about that. I was like, dude, is that a lie? But yeah, dude.
Maybe
But
I
yeah,
can't.
mean, it's
Maybe
good.
I can't either.
It's awareness, dude.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't see anything in my head.
Let me say, picture me.
Fuck,
can picture you right
I
now.
can see you, dude. I can see you naked.
Exactly. You must have a brilliant mind's eye. I mean, our pineal glands are obviously calcified, but that's not our fault.
Our white pineal glands?
Yeah. If you need melanin to decalcify your pineal gland.
Oh,
So
that sounds like kind of what the people who owned slaves used to say about like when they got into like craniology or whatever that is.
what do they say?
What is that? Is it craniology?
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
study
when
the
they're
like they're like
measuring
this
brains.
size of the skull is bigger on white people because we're smarter.
They had a whole thing.
Now they're doing that against the whites. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tight. But they used to do a thing where they said they could like measure like a dude's forehead. The eugenicists were getting after it for a while, where they would like go to towns and be like, we're just like helping you guys out, and they'd be like taking measurements and be like, criminal.
Yeah, they minority
feeble-minded.
reported.
Or they would even like poor immigrants. Like
Yeah,
poor white immigrants, they would come in. Yeah, they were minority.
Yeah,
they would
they'd
go
be
in
like,
and go,
you're gonna commit a
feeble-minded.
crime soon.
Dude, social worker. That's what social workers used to be. They used to go to houses and be like,
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
feeble-minded.
You're gonna rape. Your son's a rapist. I'm sorry, his head's too small. But Soder, they would have been like, this guy's a genius.
Oh yeah.
I like that thought process too. Of like, the bigger your head, you're smarter.
I mean, it's true. It is true. It has to be.
It's not.
Do you think there's people out there there's a big dead brain?
Yes. Yeah,
All
definitely,
space.
dude. There's guys that look at Timmy from South Park. You know? I might need to set up. I might need to sit up, dude.
You might need to sit up.
I might. I had a wild night. I had back to back.
I know, dude.
I
It
had
was fucking
back-to-back
crazy.
wild
Wait, what would you do
Chappelle
before
nights.
that?
I went to Chappelle's.
Right.
I went to it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He has a thing called like the comedian's ball. Look, I understand it's gay, but it's fun.
It's pretty tight. Yeah. I mean,
And Chappelle at these parties, it's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life.
yeah.
He goes on, he just gets fucking wrecked and smokes. And most of the time he stays on stage and everyone just dances around him.
Tight. Just comics?
And then occasionally he'll give a speech. He gets drunk and then gives a speech.
Wait, comics dance around him?
Yeah, everybody's just dancing.
It's
And
Dionysus, dude.
it's Dionysus. He might be Dionysus.
He might be.
Yeah, and then me and Ari Shafir just stood against the bar like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, and then
So
Pharoah
that
Monch.
was the night
Yo,
before.
Yeah, this was 2 nights ago. And then Pharoah Monch came on
Yeah.
stage and sang Get the Fuck Up. You know, the
What?
bam, 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 bam,
Like,
bam, 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 bam.
Damn.
And it was him, dude. He
Chappelle
came on
just threw a
stage.
concert, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Chappelle went to the Foo Fighters and sang Creep at Madison Square Garden. He's probably hammered.
He's having a great week, dude.
He is so funny. There's the world, like what he does, and
Yeah.
everyone is just like, yes, yes. And he's like, all right, I'm going to give a speech for 45 minutes. Everyone's like,
Sure.
yes, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
please.
It's awesome.
So you were at the comedian's ball.
Yes. And
Till what time?
that one was actually not that bad. I went home at like 2. I left at like 1.
Reasonable.
Yeah, like
That's
2
reasonable,
o'clock.
yeah.
And that's when it, because those can go late.
Yeah, yeah.
Like those, everybody left because he left. He left earlier this time.
Someone
And
should take
then-
the stage.
That was last night at the Comedy Cellar.
Oh, no, I'm saying when he leaves, you should take the stage.
Oh,
All
I
right,
thought
party,
about going
party
up there.
around me.
I thought about going up there and giving a
That was
speech
a
myself.
test. It was just a test, dude.
Fuck yeah, that was
That was a test,
Excalibur, dude.
Should have came up and been like, party around me, guys.
Yeah, see what happens. Blake Griffin walked in, I almost knocked him out, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
I
up
was
with
pretty
him?
close. I don't know. He gave me the eyes. I was like, "Fuck you, looking
Fuck
at,
you.
dude."
Yeah, dude. He's fucking lucky.
He's so cool
You
looking.
should have
dude.
pantsed him.
I would have got fucking murdered.
Pantsed him.
I would have been jumped so fast.
Especially if he was wearing like jeans. You put him like unpantsable material. You're just like,
Compliments of the Milwaukee Bucks.
if you attempted pants,
Just got
fell
my
and
ass
your ass
beat.
came out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You think I should try to pants Blake Griffin?
You should pre-pants yourself.
Dude,
Go
he's
for the
so
pants.
handsome.
Is he really?
Have you seen Blake Griffin?
No, how tall is
In
he?
person, he's a fucking dreamboat, dude.
Is
He walked past me. I almost ate my baby.
Really?
Dude, I was so wet. As soon as I saw Blake Griffin, I was sitting there. I was like, oh my. I was with Ari. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, that's Blake Griffin, dude. Holy shit.
What do I say?
He was like, yeah, who cares, dude? There's so many famous people at this thing. And every person I saw, I was like, dude, holy shit, dude. It's fucking Anthony Anderson on the steps, dude. He's just on the stairs right there.
Who's Anthony Henderson?
Anthony Anderson?
Anderson.
Anthony Anderson?
He's a
He's the guy
football
in
player.
Blackish.
okay.
Yeah, I've talked a lot of shit.
Oh,
on that
Anthony
guy.
Anderson.
He's great.
Did you really? I never heard of that.
Well, I think I was just annoyed at Blackish, the show. Those were years
never
ago.
seen
That was
it.
back in my angry days. Now I'm
my
nice.
life into pieces.
Yeah, that was my last resort. I was
You
like,
were
Blackish is actually bad.
You know that show on WB17?
You know that fucking
sucks.
show on ABC now? It's actually gay and I hate it. And so I watch it.
So you're there. You see Blake Griffith. You
Blake
munch,
Griffin.
baby.
I came up to him. I almost pushed him down.
Dude, imagine that.
If I would have even tried to push him, how much he wouldn't have moved. And then, yeah, Pharaoh Monch. This was my favorite part. And is it Monch? Monk? Pharaoh Monk. Whatever.
I think it's Monchi.
But this is tough, and I'm not. It was just bad timing. So he came on. He opened with that. He
Yeah.
sang that first, and the whole place was like, "This is
Song's
crazy."
old as hell.
And then he goes, "I got a new song."
What was it?
It's just no one knew what the fuck it was, so he kind of bombed a little on that one.
Yeah, it happens.
It was tough. He opened with one of the better songs.
Yeah, it's hit.
It was a sick song.
You do the
yeah,
Although that's a sick open though.
yeah, it was cool.
Pretty tight. So he did a show and it was, or the second song was kind of like, it was tepid. Tepid response.
Pretty bad.
What was he rapping about?
I don't know. I didn't listen.
Dude should be forced. It should be like a driver's license, dude. Like there should be a governor on the time of when you.
Yeah.
Because that's when dudes are 40 and rapping, especially white rappers. Man,
Although I think J. Cole was 40.
he's kind of nice. He's kind
And
of
that last album was pretty sick.
Yeah, but all of his raps are righteous.
True.
All he raps about. If you're gonna rap about being righteous as hell,
Yes.
then continue on. But if you're gonna be a goddamn
Yes.
fool, if you're gonna be a goddamn fool,
Dude, Pharoah
40
Monch is not a fool.
he's not a fool. He's not a fool.
What the
I'm not saying
hell
he's-
is going on here?
He's not a fool. Pharaoh Monch is not a fool. I'm saying he's been a
Get the
lyricist
fuck
from
up.
day one, dude.
Simon Says, get the fuck up.
Yeah, no, Pharaoh Monch is on like he was on Raucous. He's been a lyricist. Since
He's
day
raucous
one.
as hell.
I'm talking about T.I.'s dumbass, dude.
T.I.? You don't like
Fucking
T.I.?
Goddamn fool, dude. T.I.'s a fucking fool, dude.
Why?
He's not like J. Cole. J. Cole, I listen to J. Cole. I can only listen to righteous rap now. J. Cole's righteous as hell, dude. There you go. J. Cole's
awake now.
righteous as hell. T.I. just goes on there.
So tired.
Are you still sleepy?
No.
So you're at the ball. You leave the ball.
Fucking thing.
What happened? Oh, you gotta tell you. Yeah, you know who am I talking to?
I know my way around
So you're at
the
the
mic.
you're at the ball. You leave the ball.
I was at the comedian's ball.
You get the motherfucking ball,
The
dude.
comedian's ball. And then I left,
Yeah.
went home, went to sleep. And then I had a show last night at the Cellar.
Yeah.
Chris Rock comes on first. He dropped it. It was crazy. He leaves. I go on. And then while I'm up there, I was like 10 minutes into my set. You do 15. And they started like flashing the light on me like hard. And I was like, what the fuck is
What the
this?
hell is this? Yeah.
I was doing well.
Yeah.
Like I'm just doing my time. What the hell?
Yeah. They're trying to act like you're stage hogging.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's bullshit.
They had no idea.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck was that about? Because I got off and they were like, oh, Chappelle's here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Dude, that's
And
fucking
yeah, it was
sexual.
crazy.
So he came on. He
He
did
came
one.
on.
This is last night.
Yeah.
So last night
Last night was
they flashed you. Did
was
you
a-
still do
It was a movie.
fucking movie?
Yo, this was cool. All right. This was cool. I'm bragging. I'm gonna brag a little.
Brag.
This was cool. So he was in there. He watched my set.
Nice.
So then when I got off, he was going on, and that's what he talked about for like the first 5 minutes. He's like, God bless Shane Gillis, and like started talking about, because he talks about cancel stuff a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was talking about that a lot, which was very funny.
Nice.
And yeah, it was sick.
That's awesome.
It was sick.
Were you
Then
just chilling in the audience?
I was in the back, like I was with Norman was sitting next to me. He was like, "Hey, this is crazy."
She got
this is
close to
that."
girls.
I was literally.
She got close to girls, dude. And been
well, I
like,
thought it was nice, and then later he was like, "Shane Gillis is probably across the street right now with a gun in his mouth." I was like, "Holy shit!"
What the fuck?
It was funny. It was funny. And then he brought me up with him on stage. I mean, it was Che. There was look, guys.
yeah.
This is big business stuff.
It's just big biz, dude.
I can't talk about this. I'm laying back down, dude. I
Why?
feel fucking gay.
Dude, you're on stage.
I was on stage
With Chappelle. So you're on stage. You guys are on stage together.
Disaster.
Why are you so worried about it?
Why am I worried about what?
Just talk. You're talking. Your life is a fucking movie,
My
dude.
life is gay, dude.
Stop trying to rewind the movie, dude. Just tell a movie.
It was fun.
It's fun as fuck.
It was fun, okay?
It was fun. You had fun with Dave Chappelle on stage,
Yes.
and you basically just like crushed.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
You
I didn't crush.
you owned
I
it.
kind of got like, nah, never mind.
I would have fucking completely been like, I would have went into total depersonalization.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
That
when
was,
it would have seemed fake. Of just like,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
What, guys?
Yeah, I couldn't. It was wild. It was a movie, bro.
So you guys were just doing, a little back and forth.
Yeah, me and him,
Dude.
me and Chappelle are boys.
I'm telling you, probably be on his
Me and
podcast.
him are good friends.
You, Talib Kweli,
I got a bone to pick with Talib
Most
Kweli,
Def,
dude.
Most
Me and Most
Def.
Def.
Most Steph, go on the podcast called Most Steph.
Most Def. Most, how are you? Should be like Most, more like least Def, am I right? Got him.
Why you have beef with Talib Kweli?
Because they had beef with me. Talib Kweli talked shit on me a bunch of
Chappelle's
times.
smoothing it over, dude.
He better.
Tell him
Talib.
Common's better than him, dude.
Better than Talib?
He's a better pussy rapper.
What do you mean? Guys that rap about getting pussy?
No, they're like,
I think Talib Kweli is not a pussy rapper.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he really raps about like murdering people though.
I think he's
He's
good.
he's like
Kid
he is.
Quality's really
He's like
good.
he's like a top notch lyricist.
We're top.
I'm
we're
more
in
of a
the
Chief
lyric
Keef.
pit.
I'm more of a Chief Keef
True.
guy. I'm more like how many bodies you have,
Yeah.
where are you trapping, except for J. Cole. He's righteous as hell.
J.
J.
Cole's
Cole
righteous.
never trapped, dude.
He talks about he was trapping when he was a young man.
But he gave it up very
He
quickly.
gave it up. Yeah.
It wasn't for him.
J. Cole's the best.
Yeah, listen to his whole album.
Yeah.
No,
it is.
dude, I have no problem with Talib Kweli. But
I know. I'm not.
but it is funny to put him against Common because they were kind of like, you were beautiful. Talib Kweli has more of an edge to him. Common's,
conscious rappers.
yes, that's what it's called.
Yes.
Conscious. Which is good because that's, to be fair, to be honest, I can't listen to like if I put on regular rap now, I just I
Yeah.
try to get into it while I'm working out and I'm like, I feel like such a dunce.
Yeah.
It's like I had 5 bitches and I fucked them. It's like, and I sound super old right now, but I'm like jump roping just like I can't.
Yeah. You got to put on that old
Just some 20-year-old being like, I'm the best. It's like, no, you're not, dude.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Knock it off.
No, you're not.
Get a job.
You jerk.
Quit fucking off.
You jerk.
Some of those guys are being jerks.
What are they doing?
Just fucking talking about crime and stuff.
True. That is true.
Just some old fashioned rock and roll is what we want.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They should all cross over to fucking emo rap.
They are.
Or just righteous J. Cole rap. You know, I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but
Kendrick Lamar is righteous.
he's righteous as hell.
You would like Kendrick Lamar.
I like
stuff.
that. He's righteous as hell.
He's righteous.
I can't tell if his one song is about like he likes alcohol or hates it. Swimming
Power up,
pools.
Drank.
Yeah. I get the sense that he's kind of like being like, don't drink
It's
so
bad.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've definitely watched people listen to it being like, woo.
Yeah, definitely.
So
But that's kind of how it was with like fucking like Born in the USA.
yeah.
Like that's like an anti-American song that
I know.
everyone's like, we're the best.
True.
You know?
Also, what happened to the boss, dude?
What do you do?
I was talking to Spud. What happened to him where he's now like a mouthpiece of the fucking
The Dems?
yeah? How do you go from being like this country's inherently fucking
Yeah.
fascist and like, oh, you got it, Democratic Party, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I think they got him, bro.
You think they comped him?
I mean,
On what?
he's a rock and roll star in the 70s, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, true.
What do you
Little
think, dude?
statutory. A little statutory rape. Oh, the greatest statutory rapist.
Well, yeah, why do you think he would? That's also too funny. Why would he do that?
Why would he statutory rape?
No, I know why he would do
I'll
that.
give you a
because
couple
Led
reasons.
Zeppelin did it, obviously.
I'll give you a couple reasons.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin did it. He was. I mean, all his songs are about like not all of them, but a lot of them are about like, is your daddy home? Did he
Yeah.
go away and leave you?
Yeah.
Now he's just being like, I agree, Brock. All the vaccines are good.
Yes.
Yeah, man. The new Delta variant is coming out, the variant or whatever. Delta?
We got a new variant?
10
coming?
times, dude. It's 10 times deadlier, dude.
What the fuck?
I was reading the news. It was like, this variant will find you. It's like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta watch out.
The Delta, dude.
Well, it was sick to go
10 times, dude. It's 10 times worse.
to get into the Chappelle party. You had to have a Vax card or get tested. There was a rapid testing thing.
Yeah?
Then you had to wait 10 minutes in there. It's just me and black dudes waiting.
Yeah.
We're the only ones keeping it real, not
Didn't
getting
get
the vax. Yeah.
Dude, apparently only 45% of the country's been vaccinated.
Really?
Yeah. Cities are hitting 70%. The rest, dude, I'm telling you, I'm reading these articles and it's like, they're like, we were down in town in Springfield, Missouri, and none of them got vaccinated. They're saying only 2% of the people who got the Delta variant were vaccinated. So they're like, we're pretty sure the vaccine is working against the Delta variant.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm going to get it because I don't want the Delta variant.
Dude,
They got me on this one.
10 times more. It's so clear that they're not getting their numbers.
What do you mean? They're not getting their numbers?
Fucking
what, for the
Pfizer,
vaccine?
Moderna, all these companies, they're selling a fucking vaccine.
Oh, yeah, true.
They're like, we're giving 2 million doses to other countries. It's like, oh, so you mean they took tax money and bought 2 billion doses and
Yeah.
fucking... Dude, this is a money grab. 1% of people, dude, have bitten the dust who get COVID. 1% of people fucking die from it. 10 times worse. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that would be bad.
It's not good.
If 10% of the people died that got it,
It's just not happening.
I don't believe it either.
It's just not fucking happening.
I'm in Missouri, dude. You got to show me.
That's what happened in Springfield, wherever it
Missouri.
was. Yeah, they went down there and
There's a bunch of Springfields.
they were saying like, yeah, these rural people weren't vaccinated and they're really paying the price. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, pick a town nobody fucking goes to or can verify.
Yeah.
And you're telling me the whole town's in tumult. over the
I
Delta
literally
strain?
was in Springfield like this month.
Were you?
Yeah.
How was it?
Shitty.
People were fucking
Shitty town.
Just wheelbarrows in the streets
There's
collecting
some
the
fucking. Well, no, yeah, it was. There are bodies everywhere.
dead.
That's what you do. If somebody would die, you just leave them on your front porch at night, and they go around and collect them.
Yeah, it's like The Walking Dead. It's burning.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
man, I was reading that. It's like, here it comes. They've been doing that the whole time. Like, yo, there's a European strain that's coming. It's like, this probably exists, but like, it will find you. It's like, who fucking passed that copy?
Yeah.
Like, here's a deadly disease and it's gonna get you. It's like, dudes, chill the
Yeah.
fuck
Knock
out.
it off, would you? We're
Telling you,
trying to
man.
have fun again.
It's fucked up. We're having fun. They hate it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you guys aren't allowed to have fun until we hit 70%.
You know, it didn't come from a lab. Yeah.
Huh?
You know, it did not come
Are
from
they
a lab.
saying that didn't come from a lab?
We're looking into it.
True. Well, they're still looking into it.
Yeah.
Did you see fucking Jon Stewart on Colbert?
Yeah, it was great.
Hilarious.
That was great.
Hilarious, dude.
Johnny Stewart, dude.
Colbert, dude. Again, how?
What
how-
happened to the man?
I used to love that guy.
He was great.
How is that? And again, like, dude, I used to love when he did his show on Comedy Central. But then his whole thing, like, we'll see how much of this gets
Yeah,
cut.
I was
It's
like, dude, Colbert's way better than Jon Stewart. That's what I used to
really.
think.
I like Stewart. I always like Stewart. Oh
No,
well,
towards
true,
the end.
true.
Towards the end, when I sowed my oats and was becoming a man, so I was becoming more conservative.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he was
I was
parodying.
like, this guy's fucking gay.
He was parodying.
and then the
conservatives.
parody, I was like, yeah, that's funny.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was. But the thing he was joking
Now,
about.
now I realize I was wrong, dude. I'm trying to become the Zen master.
You're
where
pretty
it's
fucking zen,
basically,
bro.
yeah, I'm pretty chill.
You are pretty zen.
When something happens, I'm usually like, we'll see.
Yes.
That's all it is. Like something good happens, everyone's like, oh, this is amazing. It's like, we'll see.
Yeah. Hold on.
We'll see.
Hold on.
I've seen this go bad. And then they're like, something terrible's happening. I'm like, we'll see.
Hold on.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, dude.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, bro.
Dude.
And that has something to do with Colbert.
Well, here's the thing. No, I'll tell you what it has to do with him. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I was saying, I'm at the time I was like, Colbert's the best. We'll see.
yeah.
Give it some time. Maybe he will end up being a mouthpiece for a political party.
Maybe, and it's like whatever for that. But I'm thinking more of it. You know, I'm not. I don't even. He's not calling the shots as the thing he's doing. It's like
Yeah.
whatever. You're getting millions of dollars, knock yourself out. It's the brand of humor. And I was watching like the jokes. Like Stewart's
Yes.
thing was funny as fuck. Colbert's thing was like, we'll see how much of this doesn't get edited out by my corporate overlords. And it's like,
yeah.
all right,
It's like, aren't you?
that's fucking weird.
They're not gonna edit your stuff, dude.
Well, it's also like, it's when you know I might be reading into this too much,
the
but it's
Stewart
like.
thing. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
dude, why would that be edited out? And why are you like, it's weird, man. It's very bizarre to see that and go like, that's weird.
Yeah.
You can't like flash.
Can't Josh?
Dude, I mean, again, people talked about this 100 times, but it's like, people were getting their shit like taken down off the internet. Now they're being like, well, actually, those guys might have been right.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
True.
whatever. But that's fucking pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Then
I
you
was
have-
kind of bummed that it was the lab.
Really?
I liked the guy munching a bat.
Yeah, I mean,
I liked that story. That was a fun story.
I suspected lab.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, true.
pretty clearly.
It was. What was it like?
I thought that got debunked. I thought the guy eating a bat got debunked like
it
early.
Did. It did.
And then we were like,
And they
okay,
called
so it must
pangolin.
be the lab. And they're like, no.
Yeah, called pangolin. Like, no, it wasn't bad. It was a pangolin. And then they were like, okay. And then
Sucks
yeah,
to be the guy who owned the wet market. They're like, what the fuck, dude? They're tearing down my business.
yeah, it's like when Chipotle had that E. coli scare.
Yeah.
True, that sucks. Nah, the wet
Yeah,
market
they
was
just
probably
got-
popping.
Wet market, dude.
It's probably like when people OD on heroin and everyone floods the block. People are like, yo,
Yeah, you guys got the fucking
yo,
wildest
we got
market,
the,
dude.
Got the motherfucking Zubats. They're probably on the corner, dude. Fucking.
WMDs, bro. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, man, that was freaking me out. I was watching that, just being like, what the fuck? Dude,
Yeah.
get into it. It is strange, dude. It seems
not
as
good.
if it's not a good thing.
But that's okay. We're having fun.
I mean, Biden's going to free us from this, dude.
Biden's loose, dude. He's
Biden's
having
going to
fun.
free us from the corporate. Dude, he's a freedom. Did you see him fucking own Putin the other day?
Yeah, I heard
He
about that.
fucking owned him, dude.
Putin looked away, and Biden
He was
stared
fucking
him dead in his
terrified,
fucking
dude.
eyes.
He was terrified.
Oh God.
Dude, Putin's a fucking pussy.
I listened to several conservative like shows and podcasts
Yeah.
lately. They suck so bad.
What were they talking about?
I listened to some Ben Shapiro for a while.
Did you?
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough to listen to, especially because he always goes into ads, like in the middle of things. He's like,
What's he
and
selling?
the Democrats, the cities run by the Democrats are falling apart. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're crime ridden. Why don't we just make crime illegal? How about that? Speaking of, do you guys love mattresses? And then he does. It's crazy. And then I listened to some Louder with Crowder for a little.
Yeah.
Brutes.
You change your mind?
Brutal.
Change your mind?
So he wears a holster. He wears gun holsters.
Does he have guns on him?
Yes. He keeps the thing on him during it. And it's like a Laura Croft like strap holsters. It's weird, dude.
And like a bandolier? Does he have like
yeah.
bullets?
I tried to listen. Now the only good one is Nick DiPaolo's fucking YouTube,
Nice.
dude. It's wild.
Well, it does stink when you watch it.
You gotta watch that. You gotta keep in mind. You do have to watch the conservative stuff too,
Yeah.
just to be reminded how gay being conservative is.
Yeah. I mean, anything where you're just kind of like, here's my talk. I know exactly what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
When an issue falls and you're like, well, I know what I'm going to do on this. Those dudes get paid though.
Hell yeah,
To just be like, yeah,
yeah,
I'll take one side of an argument for the rest of my life.
yeah.
Get paid. People
like that.
People are generally kind of, unthinking and dumb. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking unthinking and dumb right now, to be truthful with you.
yeah.
But
It's
I
unthinking and dumb
apologize.
and then crazy. That's all people are. Either crazy or you're just totally unthinking and dumb.
Yeah, what do you think you and me are?
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah,
Next
you
level.
crazy, bro.
Next level.
I saw Alex Jones on Schultz's podcast. That was pretty wild.
How was it?
He wilded out.
Didn't he
Alex
get
Jones
hammered?
is hilarious.
He got hammered, didn't he?
Yes,
Yeah, fucking
he's
rules.
funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got nothing else. Going through a breakup, people are in the hospital. I'm laying down, dude.
He got a bad call, and I have fucking epilepsy, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited, dude. I went to the doctor. It's pretty tight. I got to go there and chill at the doctor. I always get doctor. My doctor is an Asian man. He's away. He's in a third world country right now doing like outreach shit. But he told me I was getting a little hefty back at the start of back way before COVID.
Yeah.
I was hitting, I was peaking at 200.
Yeah.
I was having the Mark McGuire argument. He's like, your BMI
Yes.
is a little high. I'm like, dude, Mark McGuire's is high and he's jacked.
He's the man.
He was just like, you gotta drop 10, bro.
What?
So
I can't go to the doctors.
He wasn't.
I'm gonna get in there. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
You think that, dude? It's
They're
not
gonna
the
be
case.
ticked, bro.
Dude, there's people who have to fucking ride
True.
scooters.
True.
You're totally fine. You're
mean,
gonna get in
I'm-
there. The guy's gonna be like, "You're what the fuck? You're
You're
a
gonna be like,
specimen."
"Damn, dude, you been lifting?"
But yeah, dude. So I go there and so I just was getting my good boy points. I get on the scale. I hop off as soon as the lady comes in. I'm just kind of like, she's talking. I'm like, oh yeah, I also lost 10 pounds, doctor. Whatever. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah.
I was like, he told me to lose, and she's like, okay. And I was like, it's like your blood pressure's good. I was like, thank you.
Oh, you're a good boy.
I'm a very good boy.
Fuck.
But then I start telling him about the brain stuff, and then she's like, yeah, man, I'm looking into it. So we're talking, and she was like, well, do you have this? Do you have that? She's like, do you ever have any? She said something about. She's like, does it happen with anything else? And I was like, well, I just had like 5 grams of mushrooms, and no. But then I microdosed the other day, and I noticed like I got one of them, but I was also kind of stressed out. And lady
Oh
was
my
just
god.
like, okay. And then she was like, any kind of dream disturbances? Have you ever had any kind
Did
of
they
like?
try to prescribe you to any pills?
No, they knew. They asked me if I got the shot. They're like, did you get your thing?
No, I
was
mean
like,
for like anxiety.
no. They know. They could tell. They could smell it from a mile
That you
away,
would
bro.
not.
That I'm just living on the edge, bro.
You should get into antidepressants.
I don't like them. I've taken. Oh hell no,
Yeah, you should start taking them.
never. I'm not depressed.
Sure.
I'm manic.
Sure.
I'm manic. I'm purely manic. But
I believe it.
sometimes I get fucking.
Sometimes you get
down the
sad,
dumps,
dude.
Like,
You seem to keep it pretty. You don't seem to be too down in the dumps. I don't see.
I
you
don't.
too-
I really am.
I don't see you too sad.
No, I'm really down in the dumps. And usually if I am, it's because I haven't slept very well.
Yeah.
But the lady, so she's asking me all these questions. I'm just like, yeah, well, finally, she's like, have you ever had any like? She said something like, have ever happened at nighttime or any like weird sleep disturbances? And I was like, no, whatever she was describing, I was like, no, that only happened like a couple of years ago. But she's like, were there any like extenuating circumstances? I was like, well, some guy pulled a gun on me in an apartment. And she was like, what the fuck? She was like, how many times have you hit your head? And I was like, I don't know, a lot. She's like, have you ever like,
Yeah, dude.
conscious? I was like, yeah.
She was literally just writing retarded down
Yeah.
on a piece
She's
of
like,
paper.
did you ever got hit in the head so hard that it affected your vision? I was like, I saw like purple and green for like 15 seconds one time. And she was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you're dinged up, dude.
My head's fucked up. And I
You're
got rocked
fucking-
in that car accident.
Yeah.
That kick-ass lady blew a stop sign and nailed me. Sorry, bro.
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, my head's dinged up.
It's probably nothing.
I have a dinged up head, and I think, I'm telling you, I think if something about, how weed makes people bug out?
Yeah,
It-
definitely.
It ramps my brain up to the point where I think because of my fucking TBI now.
Oh, thank God I didn't smoke weed last night.
Why?
Somebody offered me some weed right before Che was like, "Come up here." I would have died.
Yeah.
If I was high on pot with Che and Chappelle, they were like, I was up there saying white guys are the best.
On pot? You were
On pot. As soon as I made that joke, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm a fucking idiot, dude.
Dude. I mean, that's very fortunate you didn't do that.
Yeah.
That would have been, if you were stoned,
I
just
was,
like,
dude, I was just Bud Lights, dude. I was in the pocket.
dude.
I was up there having fun, dude.
Fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Thank God, dude.
That was so sick.
16 Bud Lights and just popping up
That
there.
was so sick.
I mean, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That fucking rules.
That was a cool night.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, and just like the Zen Master, dude, a new day and a new tragedy has befallen me.
It's fucking nuts.
That's how life works.
That is how life works, man.
Something really cool happens yesterday. Get ready.
Dude.
Today's gonna stink.
I had my, it's so funny, dude. I had my best day. My best day ever was, I was
Birth
like,
of your child.
well, no, I'm saying like I had like a really great day.
Yeah.
That was probably the best day ever. But I had like the day before I got the bad fucking news about my brain.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and there's these little kids in my neighborhood that really bad. They fuck around. They were like smashing bottles outside of our house
Funny.
the other day. Yeah, it's pretty kind of rules. Brittany calls them Bebe's kids, but they there's a pack of kids. They run around
Yeah.
and they came out,
Gang.
huh?
They're a gang.
They're a gang. Yeah, you say they're a gang. So they run. They're like 10, and they run around. They just like fuck around with shit and do stuff. Like they'll like carry rocks every now and again.
Yeah.
They'll always when it's
Palestinians.
just the boy. There's boys and girls. When it's just the boys, they always try to try me.
Really?
Dude, every single. I'm like, while I was walking home the other night, and they're just like, "You a bitch." I turn around, I was like, "What?" And they're like, "No, I'm playing." Every time if you turn around, like, "What the fuck you say?" They're like, "No, I'm playing. I'm
You
playing."
better watch out. They're gonna get a little older.
I thought about that the other
You're gonna
day.
get knocked out.
Nah, I'm the goat, dude. They know I'm the goat.
They're gonna knock you out.
No, I'm the goat, dude.
It's gonna go from bitch to like actually like, yo, bitch.
Nah, I'm gonna fuck.
You're
I'll
gonna-
fuck them up.
You're gonna walk faster.
Never, dude. They're pipsqueaks, dude.
For now,
I'll thrash them.
you can't thrash them.
They're fucking 10. I
A
got
pack? I know they're 10. I'm saying in time.
even 14. I would thrash them.
Pack of 14.
Dude, I got enough. Dude, I could die any day. I could have a fucking acorn in my brain, dude. I don't know. I'll
True.
fight those kids to death. They have no idea, dude. They're looking at a dude with 1 foot in the beyond. I'll fucking fight you guys.
I mean, now I'm cheering for them to actually whoop your ass one day.
Never, dude. I mean, you can follow the story. They might. But there's also the girl
yeah, sorry.
pack. The girl pack where no, I'm saying you could follow it in a couple of years and you'll see.
Yeah.
But there's the
I'll
girl
keep an
pack.
eye on it.
The
I'll
girl
keep an eye
pack
on
were
the
smashing
news.
bottles outside the house.
The girl pack was smashing bottles?
So I told Brittany on them. I saw it. Went, Brittany, there's a girl smashing bottles outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not fucking.
No,
screaming.
hell no.
So Brittany goes out. She's like, hey, she was actually really nice. You guys can't be doing this. Blah blah blah. Starts talking to him, and then like a day after that, and I'm like sitting there like, sometimes you're like, damn, it's so fucked up. These kids are like, because usually I'll see them like doing wheelies at midnight down the street by themselves. I'm always like, I get so bummed out for them.
Yeah.
Damn, these kids have nobody. So then I'm sitting there.
You need to be their paw.
I don't know, maybe I'll see. But I'm sitting there the other day. The girls come up and knock up for Brittany, and they knock on the door, and they're like, I guess they knew it was her birthday, and like, tell Miss Brittany we said happy birthday. And I was like, it's so nice you touched these girls and made them. And I almost fucking cried. Not touch, come on, dude. Don't be fucking sick, dude. Don't be sick.
I'm a sicko, bro.
I was sitting there. It was like a really nice day. Everything was going well. I'm like, man, that's so nice. Like these little girls are,
Yes.
they're not just smashing bottles. I was like really sentimental. Like,
You have bottle kids.
had a bunch of other good stuff going on. I'm like, what a great day. The next day, I was like, and I was like,
Like, I have a fucking tumor
Googled
in
it, and
my
I was like,
brain.
shit.
Yeah.
The same thing, dude. It's just like, whatever, bro.
Yep. And we'll see. Sometimes the tragedies aren't as bad as they seem.
I mean, the ultimate tragedy if the doctor's orders are like, bro, you can't stop. You got to start smoking weed.
In fact, I have to take this phone call because
Take it, we're done.
I
It's
could
been an
have a
hour.
very severe family emergency.
Take it. Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks for listening to our podcast. I'll be sitting up during the Patreon episode,
Okay.
so look out for that.
The Wild Wild West.
All right. Paul Check, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I mean, thanks for coming. I've been really thinking about getting you on here for years.
Is that right?
I swear to God, you seem like I started watching you probably 10 years ago.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's because you're, I guess, what's your title? You're a holistic health
I'm a holistic
practitioner?
health practitioner by
Okay.
license. Yeah.
But you're also like the level of like depth you go into with stuff. It's like seems like you're a doctor, although
Well,
you
a
probably
lot
can't say you are.
A lot of people think I am, but holistic health means the whole, right? So I pretty much deal with the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual aspects of life. And
Yeah.
people usually have all those problems at once.
Yeah, and deal with maybe one physical, maybe.
Well,
Usually
usually
not
the
even.
physical problems are, unless someone falls off a ladder or, gets in a car accident, 85% of all orthopedic injuries are idiopathic, which means the patient doesn't even know how they got them. So
Really?
when you consider 85 out of 100 people going to doctors because of injuries to necks, backs, muscles, joints, don't know how it is that they actually got injured, what you come to realize as a therapist, you can either just keep treating symptoms or you got to figure out why is this thing manifesting in their life. And it's almost always things like diet problems, lifestyle challenges, relationship problems, beliefs that are disempowering, being scared of God.
Yeah. Well, what do you think in terms of like, so as like a holistic health practitioner, have you ever I'm sure you have, but like, what has it been like taking someone who was in like a pretty bad state, physically, emotionally, mentally, all that stuff, and like really transforming them from like if they had like, say they had like indigestion, back pain, anxiety, like how it, like what, I guess what I'm trying to ask you is like, what is it like to transform somebody like that? And B, like, are there some people it's just like, there's nothing you can do, or like,
There's always something you can do, but it just depends on how motivated the person is to heal and to grow. I created the term the pain teacher. So when the pain teacher shows up in your life, it's a good idea to be a good student. So the first thing I identify is, what are you willing to heal for and grow for, that you're inspired enough to do the work to heal and grow? Because if I don't identify a dream bigger than your crisis, then you'll become so accustomed to your crisis, then you'll just turn yourself into someone who's taking drugs and seeing doctors for the rest of your life, and that's exactly what they want.
yeah. So you're saying that's kind of the first area you go into is like, what are you doing? Like, what's your point? Like, what's your purpose?
Well, I ask, what is your dream for yourself? Why do you want to heal? What are you going to do with yourself? I have to have something that inspires and motivates them, because it's very, very rare that I can rehabilitate somebody that doesn't have to make changes in their diet and their lifestyle and their beliefs and the behaviors that led to the problem.
What percentage of people will you deal with have like zero overarching dream to their life, or just kind of going through the motions?
I would say probably about 85 to 90% of people really don't know what they're doing in their life other than making money to try to survive.
Yeah.
And so that's a real big part of the therapy, is helping them get clear on what's meaningful to them and what fills their heart, what gives them a sense of purpose beyond just existing.
Yeah, I think that checks out. I really, cause I call it the drift. Whenever I get caught up in just the day-to-day bullshit of just like, am I selling tickets for stand-up? Am I this? And I have no overarching purpose of like, what am I doing? Who am I doing it for? What is the point of my existence? Am I actually helping anybody, or am I just fucking pumping resources into myself like unconsciously and thoughtlessly?
That's called flatland.
Flatland, yeah. I spent a lot of time there myself. And that's how I found you. I was on YouTube just finding like workouts and this and that. And I'd be like, oh, that's kind of a cool workout. Then I'd watch you talk and I was like, damn, this guy knows a lot about kind of a lot of shit. So how did you get into that? Because you were a paratrooper?
I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division, yeah.
And then you got into motocross racing?
I was racing motocross when I was a young man before I became a paratrooper.
So that was first.
And I was a competitive fighter. I was a boxer and a kickboxer, and I played a lot of sports. But I fought my way onto the Army boxing team while I was in the 82nd Airborne Division, and then I became the trainer of the Army boxing team.
Oh, okay.
And the team doctor was an osteopathic physician, so I was put in charge of nutrition. I was put in charge of designing and developing all the training programs for the fighters, and I took them all through them personally. I didn't just write shit on the board. I did everything with them. I was also in charge of managing the gym, and I represented the Army in triathlon at the same time. First, I was a fighter on the boxing team, but I was also representing the Army in triathlon. And my company commander said, hey, I'm going to bet a lot of money on you to win the Army triathlon. So if you want to stop boxing so you can train full-time for triathlon, I'll let you do it. You just got to win. And I knew that I wasn't going to turn pro because my fighting style is too aggressive. And I already had lots of guys on the boxing team that showed a lot of signs of brain injury already as early as, 19 and 20 years of age.
You're saying like from the damage you were inflicting, or you're saying just in general, just getting knocked around so much?
No, just, a lot of the guys on the team had 300 plus fights.
Oh God.
They started boxing, most of them when they were around 8 years old.
Jesus.
These are like the best fighters in the world. The only teams that ever beat us was Cuba and Russia. We're the third ranked amateur boxing team in the world.
Jesus.
So it's very serious.
So okay. So it wasn't just like pounding around like you guys were like doing heavy
this is
competitive
hardcore.
boxing.
We trained 6.5, 7 hours a day.
Damn.
And traveled all over. Our teams travel all over the world competing. And it's a big recruitment tool for the military.
Okay.
Army sports is quite big.
That actually makes sense.
And so my team doctor was an osteopath. So once I left, I told the coaches I was going to leave and train full time for triathlon. They already knew that I knew a lot that they didn't know because they've always been stunned the fact that I could, get up earlier than they did, run 6 to 10 miles a day, go swimming in the pool for an hour while they're eating lunch. And then after work, I'd go ride 25 to 60 miles at night. And while I'm a fighter on the team, I'm also competing in triathlon. And they're like, how in the hell do you do this? And
How did you do? That's insane.
well, I was raised on a farm,
Okay.
a big farm, 142-acre farm by a very, very intense father who did not know what a child was and worked us like slaves in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And as I said to the guys in the last podcast, if you want to know what real fitness is, let me hand you an axe and let you split firewood for about 8 hours straight. And when your hands are covered in blisters and your father doesn't give a shit, you'll know what real fitness is.
Jesus Christ. So you had like, this was like nothing to you then to be that active and move around.
It wasn't that it was like nothing. I had to train extremely
Sure,
hard.
yeah.
I was competing at a very high level. In triathlon, I was in the top 10 overall, even with the pros, in 6 USTS races, which is, that's the full-blown
Yeah, that's intense.
elite triathlon. That's the real triathlon organization. And I was, a ranked fighter, and I was I did very well in motocross, and so it was really just that my father built such a strong work ethic into me and to all of my siblings that it wasn't out of character for me to realize how hard I had to work, and I don't like losing. So I just took the work ethic that was built into me from the farm and just applied that to something I wanted to do instead of something I was being told to do, and that was very freeing.
Hey, that's kind of nice. And I guess the farm gives people like a sun up to sundown mentality. You're not kind of like, well, I'm clocking up. It's like as soon as the sun's up, you got to get after
You're
it.
at it. Yeah. My father's rule was you feed and water the animals before you eat. And if I ever catch you eating or drinking anything before those animals are taken care of, you'll never forget it. And he meant it.
Yeah, I guess he would just dole out some punishment.
He could dole it out.
So you got out of there. I guess that makes sense. You're doing motocross in the military. So how did you like start absorbing kind of like health and holistic nutrition stuff? Like
My mother's was a yogi. She became a yogi when I was 12. She'd been to India 3 times for advanced initiation. So my mother joined the Self-Realization Fellowship, which is the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, which is already quite holistic. And my mother was already just naturally into holistic everything. We raised our own food. We slaughtered our own animals. We pretty much could live off of our farm. We milked our own cows, made our own butter, our own cheese, our own ice cream, our own bread. So I lived a very ground up life. And I also was very aware when I was young, competing in athletics, that whenever the guys that come from the area where I come from out in the country played city teams, we destroyed them.
yeah,
And so it was easy for me to see the difference between the guys that came off of farms, like on football and on hockey. They were just a lot tougher, and they could take a lot more beating. So I already had an early, the handwriting was on the wall that if you eat too many Cheez-Its and drink too much soda pop and sit around, then you don't have the right stuff to be a good athlete.
Yeah. So what would you, if someone is going from like that state of like the standard, like Cheez-Its, all that stuff, if like say that's starting at 0, like total inactivity, terrible diet, like what would you tell people to do if you had to give them like 4? I don't know if this is like an annoying question, but like,
No, you ask me
how do people
whatever.
get started? Like if like you want to give someone like a very basic thing to like start yourself to being actually like healthy and all that.
Well, after many, many years as a therapist and a specialist in conditioning and a guy that's worked with countless of the best athletes in the world, I synthesized what one must understand in order to be successful in any kind of endeavor, whether it be to just be healthy so that you don't have to deal with pain all the time, or to play with your grandkids, or to, be able to hike to the top of your favorite mountain, or to win a gold medal. And basically I broke it down to 4 key areas that we have to have conscious awareness of, which I call the 4 doctors. And the reason I call them that is because if you spend time with these 4 doctors, you don't need the ones that give you drugs and do surgery.
Yeah.
The first one, and that's the most important, is Dr. Happiness. So first you have to be conscious about what is happy making for you, be committed to doing it regularly enough that you don't need to turn to drugs or depend on other people to make you happy, because that leads to a lot of relationship problems and health problems and codependencies. And Dr. Happy is also the aspect of your psyche that you must be clear on what your dream goal or objective for your life is at any given time. And once you're clear on what your dream goal or objective for your life is, then you have to establish clear values so you know when to say yes and when to say no. Because if you have no values, you never know when to say no. And so you'll eat, whatever someone sticks in front of you, or drink whatever someone sticks in front of you. And next thing you know, you feel like shit and you look just as bad.
Yeah.
So the values you've got to set have to do with the other 3 doctors. First, you have to establish, what am I going to do that's happy making regularly, so you know what you're doing. Like some people like to play guitar. Some people like to read books. Some people like to watch movies. Some people like to go hiking. Some people like a mix of all those. But if you don't build that into your schedule, then you wake up one day, 5 years have gone by, and your whole family's addicted. You feel like shit, and you go, what happened? Then you have to be clear on what your movement needs are. So Dr. Movement first says, what do I need to have baseline health? Right? So you don't have to be an athlete, but you need to do at least 30 to 60 minutes of exercise a day, depending on the intensity and the type of exercise, which we could just call movement, right? So even if it's walking, I would tell people, if you're just going to walk, I would recommend you build yourself up to an hour a day, or you're going to end up being sedentary because you got to deal with the force of gravity. And gravity is enough to wear a sedentary person out. I've met many people that got winded just walking up a flight of stairs. In fact, I found a research study once saying that 50% of people seeing medical doctors hit their lactate threshold walking from the waiting room to the examination room.
Damn. So they're getting like a burning pain in their legs.
They're getting what you would get after a set of heavy squats, where you feel like the last couple of reps are hard to get out.
Yeah.
They're getting that halfway to the doctor's examination room. That's 50% of people.
Damn, that's crazy.
So first you got to use movement to create baseline health. And there's just the list of benefits of movement I could sit here and talk for hours on, mentally, emotionally, physically, hormonally, things like enhanced circulation, enhanced digestion, enhanced metabolism, enhanced mood. The benefits of movement are too many to list, and there's tons and tons of science on it. So then once you know what your dream, say your dream is to, let's say you're a park ranger, but you started, like you said, eating garbage and not knowing any better. Once you've got baseline health, then I would say, okay, well, how fit do you need to be to do your work, climbing mountains, potentially having to rescue people, carrying equipment around, building trails, doing the things a park ranger does. And then I would say, okay, now you got to build yourself up. I like to see, my goal with all my athletes that I train and all the patients I work with is to build you up to 30% higher of a physical capacity than the demands of your work, sports, or play environment.
Got you.
That way you have enough reserve that if you're tired, or if you are having to deal with a crisis, or you get a surprise, like say the park ranger's dealing with extremely heavy snow and someone gets caught out there and they're out on a 24-hour hunt to find someone, you need the reserves. Life always throws you curveballs, you know that.
Yeah.
So my goal as a therapist is always to identify what level of fitness they need, say a professional hockey player, and say, now I'm going to build you up so you're 30% beyond that,
Yeah.
which means you're extremely fit. If
Yeah,
you're
that's
a pro
pretty
hockey
crazy.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is bulletproofing, right? That way you're safe. Then you've got to look at doctor diet. And, you know, the old saying, you are what you eat is very true, but there's another one that's just as true. You are what you don't excrete.
Yeah.
So the more toxins you accumulate in your body, the more poisoned you get, the more out of balance your physiology is, and the more complications you have, and the more you invite things like fungal infections and parasite infections and a lot of health degenerating things. And first it starts off as fatigue, then it becomes illnesses, often minor illnesses, then major ones, then diseases, then death. So you can tell where someone's at by just looking at that stage of progression. First you get tired, then you start having colds and flus, then you start having stuff that a doctor would call a disease like diabetes, then you die.
Damn. Yeah. So basically just move around, know what you're up to, and eat good food.
You got to eat high quality food, which means it's got to be certified organic or it's covered with farming chemicals, which will poison you and kill you slowly.
So what do you think about people who have, like, I've noticed a certain type of machismo around organic produce where they go, I'm paying same fucking thing.
Well, there's a lot of, most people don't really have enough knowledge to be even intelligent in making a decision like that, sadly. There is a real problem because a lot of the major corporations such as Pepsi, Coke, Cadbury, Snickers, and many others that you would never expect own organic certifications.
Yeah.
But they also own large farms that produce commercial food. So what they do to buck the system is they actually do research. They fund university agricultural programs as well. So what they'll do is they'll take their commercially grown chemical-laden poison, they'll do research on it to analyze the nutritional values of it. Then they'll send in organic food under a different label, never telling you they own that label, and it's grown on the same burnt-out soils, but without the chemicals added. And they say, look, there's no nutritional difference. And so they've been trying to wipe out the organic concept for years because they don't want to have to compete in a market that requires them to manage the soils properly because it's slower and it's more expensive, and it actually is respectful of nature. What a concept. So a lot of people have gotten this false conception that organic is no better, or they make excuses like, oh, you know, there's so much toxins in the air, or there's overspray from chemicals. And I say, well, you know, there's a scale of toxicity. Yeah. If you're getting an organic farm, yeah, there might be some overspray or some mild, chemtrails hitting your food, but it's still on a scale of toxicity, a lot less stressful on your body. So the thing is that you can't really rely on organic certifications because almost all of these, there's over 100 of them now, and only about 2 or 3 of them are actually legitimate.
So, like, what about like Whole Foods produce? Like anything they're
Whole Foods started off good, but now it's just a corporate whore.
Yeah.
So there's another example of a place that once had good ideas, as is often the case. Just like religions, they start off with good intentions and become brainwashing machines.
Yeah.
Right? And as the world goes. And so the thing to do is go to farmers markets, and the real organic certifications are not only expensive, but to get a real organic certification, the organization sends a soil scientist to your property. They analyze your soil to see if there's mineral imbalances in it and if there's any chemicals in it that are dangerous. Then you have to go through a 2-year gestation period where they will, as part of the fee, they will help you balance the soils, get the microorganisms healthy, and the microorganisms will catabolize the chemicals in the soil, but it usually takes about 2 years for microorganisms to clean the soil, and only then can you get certified once they retest your soil. So most of these corporations will not go through that process, okay? So a lot of farmers won't either because they don't have the money. A lot of farmers are barely making it. So, you know, if you pay $15,000 a year for an organic certification, but you're only making $20,000 a year after you've made your expenses. So the point I'm making is if you go to farmers markets and just ask, do you farm organically? Do you use any chemicals on this food? Most of them will say no.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can taste the difference.
Yeah.
You can taste the difference. There's no, if you eat real organic food and compare it to non-organic food, it's the difference between eating a styrofoam cup and real food.
It's kind of depressing. My brother grows a lot of food himself. He doesn't have a farm. He just kind of like loves gardening and stuff.
Good.
And having a potato like from the store versus like, or having his potato versus one from the store, it's like depressing.
Absolutely.
You eat it and you're like, oh, fuck, this is what this tastes like?
You're just eating empty shell of a living organism.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So the two key things, there's three key things. One, you have to be adequately hydrated with high quality water. In my book, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, you have right there. I tell you what high quality water is, how to find it, and you know, how to assess it from pH to mineral density and things like that. Total dissolved solids is what it's called. But once you're eating high quality food, then you have to eat the right proportions based on what your body's needs are. There's no such thing as a diet that works for any number of people. That's absolute bullshit. Every one of us is as different on the inside as we are on the outside. And just like we all have different fingerprints, we all have different needs. Even within the same family, you can see wildly different needs for food. You can have, in the same family, you can have someone sitting at one end of the table that does fine on almost a vegetarian diet, and on the other end, you got a total carnivore. Why? One might be an athlete. One might have parasites and fungal infection and have totally different biochemistry. One may have a completely different psychological profile and internalizes all their stress and therefore needs different nutrition because they're constantly stressing themselves out with stinking thinking.
Yeah.
So if I listed all the things that can change what your macronutrient and micronutrient needs are, it would take hours.
So it's not like MyFitnessPal, click like 2,000, like, yep, that's me. So you got to really kind of get in
No,
there.
you got to pay attention, but your body's always telling you when you're eating right.
Yeah. What do you think about is not eating till you're hungry?
Well, there's no sense eating if you're not hungry.
I do it all the time though. I get in that thing where I'm like, it's lunchtime. I have to eat right now. And I eat and I'm like, I'm stuffed and I feel like gross.
Well, you shouldn't eat if you're not hungry, but generally most people need 3 meals a day unless they're sedentary.
Okay.
Or unless they're drinking things like caffeine or smoking cigarettes, because those can have an appetite suppressing effect. So, and medical drugs can do that as well. But if a person's healthy, breakfast should be your biggest meal of the day, because breakfast, the breakfast you eat has the most effect on stimulating your metabolism. That's been shown in research. It's especially important for women. For example, when you diet, research shows like if you start skipping meals, your body increases lipogenic enzymes which store fat. So the more you diet, the more your body tries to store fat because it thinks you're going into a famine period, so it's trying to protect you. If you eat 3 meals a day, or you eat enough that your body's not hungry and your body's not thinking, oh my God, we're running out of resources, you'll generate lipolytic enzymes which break fat down more efficiently.
Okay.
So the general rule of thumb, there's a lady named Deborah Waterhouse that wrote a whole book on this. The general rule of thumb is breakfast should be your biggest meal of the day because it has the greatest effect on stimulating your metabolism. Ideally, most people find they need to eat about every 4 hours, but the difference is if you're not hungry, well, don't eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to overload the system. It takes 55%, approximately 55%, it's somewhere between 52 and 55% of all the calories you eat just to run the machinery of digestion to get the food from mouth to anus. So my point is, if you're just eating to eat and you're not hungry, you're spending a ton of energy and resources just to run it from mouth to anus.
Yeah.
So think of it like the cost of running a factory. So you've got to pay that price before you have nutrition that you can put into reserve, that you can use to play tennis, to chop firewood, to go to work, to run your brain.
Yeah.
And so when you realize how costly it is, and this is one of the reasons why it's very bad to eat too close to bedtime, because your organs and glands are working all night long, so you actually never get to rest your internal systems. So you can wake up feeling tired because you never got to rest the inner side of yourself, and there's more on the inside than there is on the outside, pretty much, So
What would you, just real quick, what would you say before bedtime? Like 4 hours before you go to sleep, stop eating, or like?
I would recommend not eating more than 2 hours, closer than 2 hours
Okay.
before bedtime. You should not go to bed feeling full at all.
Yeah.
You should feel comfortable, but not full.
Gotcha.
You know, by the time you fall asleep, you know, if you ate, say at say 6:30 or 7 and went to bed at 10, by the time you fall asleep, you're going to be far enough along in the digestive process that probably within about the next 3 hours, most of the food will have left your stomach, come through the small intestine.
Gotcha.
It won't go all the way through the small intestine, but it'll be far enough along that the body doesn't have to do the hard work of breaking things down.
Yeah.
I've experimented with it a lot. I personally don't sleep well at all if I eat. Like if I typically go to bed around 9 because I get up at 3:30 in the morning. So if I eat later than about 6, I notice I don't get nearly the quality of sleep.
Yeah.
So I need about 3 hours myself. But everybody should just, you know, realize that each of us is so individual. You got to be your own scientist and say, okay, let me pay attention. What happens if I eat dinner 3 hours before bed? Oh, let me try 2 hours. Let me try an hour before bed. And you'll quickly get the feedback. It's not like you need a doctor or a therapist to tell you that. That's an expensive way to
true. Just try
avoid
it
common
yourself.
sense.
Well, here's a question I have.
One more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
We
Sorry.
forgot the fourth doctor.
Yeah, my bad.
Dr. Quiet. Dr. Quiet's all about sleep. And we all are built in tune with natural cycles. So our hormonal system is regulated by the sun and the moon. Once the sun starts rising up, your cortisol levels, which is your primary stress hormone, elevate. And it's an activating hormone. It stimulates the brainstem, called the reticular activating system. It has an alerting effect on you. Research shows that if you're sound asleep and a photon hits your skin, I can take a laser pointer when you're sound asleep and point it at your big toe, and you got cells in your skin called cryptochrome cells that will deliver photons to your hypothalamus and wake you up because your body thinks if there's light, the sun's up.
Whoa.
So as the sun goes up, our major stress hormone, which protects us, supports us, and it's also the major anti-inflammatory hormone and the major alerting hormone, right? And it's coupled with adrenaline. So you have the adrenaline, then cortisol, and the release cascade. They follow the sun as they go up. So we're designed to be the most active between about 10 o'clock and about 1 o'clock during the day. And then as it goes down and the sun's going down and the moon starts to go up, melatonin comes up, and it's the chief regulating hormone for all your anabolic hormones, which is your growth and repair hormones. So if a person, for example, now before I tell you that, research shows that the first 4 hours of sleep, our body focuses on physical repair. So we need to be to bed by 10 o'clock p.m. on average. Otherwise, we delay the release of melatonin. So if we're, around flashing lights or these kinds of lights, it keeps telling your brain the sun's up. So as long as cortisol levels are up, melatonin levels stay suppressed, which means the half-life of cortisol is quite long. And you could end up, it can be 400 minutes. It's different depending on how healthy your liver is and how strong your liver is. But if you, for example, drink a cup of coffee at dinner time, you're going to still have tons of cortisol in you 4 hours later. So by the time you're just about to get up, you're only now is your body ready to release melatonin, but you've missed all your growth and repair time. So athletes burn themselves out and get lots of chronic injuries doing that. So if you just remember the simple rule that the activation hormones follow the sun and the growth and repair hormones follow the moon. So if you keep pushing your cortisol levels because you're making an extended day, which is like making an extended summer, so to speak, then you repress your growth and repair hormones. And the first 4 hours of sleep should be, the body devotes itself to physical repair, and the second 4 hours of sleep are devoted to psychogenic repair, so brain and nervous system repair. And having known this for many, many years, I saw monitoring people's sleep cycles that sure enough, those that went to bed, say at midnight, had chronic physical problems. But those that were shift workers or mothers with new children that were staying up between about 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. had chronic neurological problems like headaches, cognitive disorders, crash cars a lot,
Yeah, Jesus, I know.
cut their fingers a lot with knives, because their psychogenic repair is getting shut down. In fact, research on new mothers shows that in the first year, a woman's brain shrinks 1 centimeter in circumference. It shrinks like a plum becoming a prune due to lack of sleep. So
Terrible.
the key thing that just to summarize, we need to make sure that we get to bed ideally by about 10 o'clock. And we've got to follow the natural cycles. And we want to make sure we don't eat too much food before bed because our body can't rest. And we don't want to drink coffee or stimulants any later than about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or it'll completely disrupt our hormonal cycles and we'll end up sleeping but waking up tired. We will sleep, but we will not be recovered. And if the more physically demanding your work environment or your sports environment is, the more critical that becomes to your ability to improve, to grow, to recover, and to avoid injury and illness. And Dr. Quiet is also the chief of introspection. So if we don't take time each day to be alone and within ourselves, then we externalize our sense of self. So we only know ourselves by how much money we have, or what kind of car we drive, or how high our rank is in our work, or how our status is. So we actually start identifying ourselves only by what's outside, but we never really get to know who we are on the inside. And I can tell you from many people that have had a crisis in their life, like losing a job or an athlete getting injured who no longer could perform, they go into a crisis of self because they don't know who they are without their status, or without their hockey stick in their hand, or without their money coming in. And they go into a serious crisis of self. And it's like having a midlife crisis, but it's really a crisis of self. So if we take time each day to do what we classically be called meditation, or just simply to reflect on our day and say, how did I do in my relationships today? Could I have been a better listener with my children? Or could I have been more patient with my wife? Or could I have done a better job at work instead of taking shortcuts and making excuses? And we actually take responsibility for growing ourselves and looking at ourselves objectively and being honest with ourselves. Then we actually grow spiritually, and we grow consciously, and we learn how to love better.
Yeah, so when you said you get up at 3:30 and you do spiritual practices, what does that look like? A lot of people hear that term and they're just kind of like, they think it just sounds like so otherworldly and mystical. Like, how would you do you have a couple you describe that are kind of beneficial?
I did Tai Chi every day for 18 years. I studied with a Tai Chi master for several years. I trained in medical Qigong. I began meditating when I was 12, when my mother joined the Self-Realization Fellowship. I do various types of exercises. I can teach you one in just a second, which is very simple. Anyone can do. It's very powerful. I spend a lot of time in prayer. I give thanks for everything I have and all the blessings in my life. And I just sort of, take stock of how grateful for I am, to have the home I have, to have the children I have. I have 2 wives, so I'm blessed there.
Say what now?
Yeah, I have 2 wives.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll be mature about it.
It's not a religious thing. It's just,
Yeah.
I was married for 17 years to my first wife. I have a 45-year-old son from that marriage. And I realized I just wasn't cut out for monogamy. It just seemed very unnatural to me. And I really hated the idea that I couldn't express love to women that I felt a loving relationship with, because I was married and I had this Christian vows, till death do you part, but I did not feel that that was true to who I was. So after I went through my first divorce, I made a promise to myself that I would not ever get married again unless I could have an open relationship. And my rule was, as long as we're getting along together and we want to work through our problems together, then let's stay together. But if we don't want to be together, then we shouldn't be together. We should go out and find the people that are more appropriate for us at that time. And I meditated on that and asked Great Spirit for help. And I found exactly the perfect woman. I met her. I knew exactly who she was when I met her. Because I had seen visions of her in my meditations. 4 days later, we were engaged, and I've been married to her for 28 years, and that's who just dropped me off.
Damn.
And I met, I was able to, through my open marriage, to explore and share love. But then I met a woman who is my second wife, Angie Check, who I have 2 kids with now, and Penny's their mother too. And Penny's rule from the very beginning was, look, you can have as many wives as you want, but I have these rules. Here's the rules. They have to cook, clean, contribute to the bottom line, and they cannot talk too much. Because my wife's all about business and the bottom line. She doesn't like a bunch of yakety-yak, gossipy women.
Man, what a blessing, dude.
Yeah, and so
You tell her you were kind of thinking the same thing?
well, when I was what I call young, dumb, and full of cum, and I was thinking about the sex all the time, then I thought, yeah, I'd like 7 wives or something like that. But when you realize each person you're in an intimate relationship adds another complete level of complexity, and then you got to hope that they get along with each other.
Yeah.
But after probably 20 years of that type of living, I realized when I met Angie, who's a very powerful shaman, healer. She's got, both of my women are extremely smart. I mean, Penny's got a degree in biological anthropology from Cambridge University. She's got a degree in exercise and sports science from Colorado State. She's got a degree in business from Colorado State, and she's a pilot. And Angie's got a degree in energy medicine, a degree in biology, a degree in nutrition. And she's did a 3-year advanced training program in shamanism, and she's an expert in biogeometry, and she runs my nutrition and lifestyle coaching department.
Okay.
So between these girls, there's probably 6 or 7 degrees there. I'm the guy with the 9th grade education. So I figure if you're gonna spend time with a woman, you might as well find the most powerful, capable one you can.
Yeah.
Which a lot of guys do the opposite. They want a bimbo that they can control and use as a play toy. But I'm like, you're never going to get anything done that's meaningful in the world with that kind of relationship.
Yeah, and they'll kind of spring. It's never. It sounds cool at first, but then eventually, there's nothing to sustain a multi-year relationship.
I used to be a race car driver, and my goal was always to have the most horsepower and the best handling car I could create. And that's how I like women. The most horsepower and the best handling woman I can find. And so I have 2 very high-powered, very, very capable women. And we run, we're the primary people behind the educational development of the Chek Institute, which I founded in 1995. And we've had over 63,000 students come through our program. I have a 5-year academy. It's very serious, comprehensive education.
It is. I've looked into it before.
Yeah.
It's very, very comprehensive.
It's not a fluffy fly-by-night, post. It's not a box of pizza. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
And so I need people around me that are in line with my values. And so, once I met Angie, I realized that this woman was so intelligent and so amazing and so incredible, and all I could ever imagine sexually. I'm like, okay, I've just met God. And so I just went to Penny and said, I've reached the point now where I feel like it's too complex for me to manage all these women. Because I would have a beautiful partner in Sydney. I mean, I lived on the road for 25 years lecturing all over the world. So I had lovers in Sydney. I had lovers in Auckland. I had lovers in London, but every one of them has families and have friends and has needs. And Paul, will you help my dad? He's sick. Can I borrow some money? And I just felt like my life was being spread so thin that after a while, I felt like it was stopping me from really devoting enough time to Penny, who's the Buddha that allowed me to even have this joy. And so Angie was just such a complete and incredible human being. I just went to Penny. I said, and Penny knew Angie. I mean, Penny knows all these women. I've never kept anything from my wife. That's a great way to ruin your relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, women are so much smarter than men on average.
Yeah, especially with stuff like relationship stuff. You can't get away with anything.
No, they got eyes.
They'll know it.
They got radar that we don't even come close to. I tell people, men all the time, if you think you're tricking your wife, you're dumber than a sack of hammer handles. You're about to lose half your money and all your joy.
It's true. You can't lie. You might be able to pull the wool over once, maybe, but dude, they can look at you and they're like,
they know.
The fuck are you up to?
I've had so many professional athletes trying that come to me for help, and I'm like, the first thing you got to do is learn to tell the truth, or you're just going to create. You're digging your own grave every day is what you're doing.
Yeah, especially lying so bad for you. Just living, just having a lie in the back of your head
Well, not only that,
destroys
you've got to disconnect yourself from your own heart to survive that.
Yeah.
And that's how you end your spiritual growth and development.
Yeah.
Spiritually, they say the longest journey you'll ever take is from your head to your heart. And for a lot of people, it takes a lot of lifetimes to get there.
Yeah.
So my philosophy is don't do anything that disconnects your heart from your head, because only your heart can deliver justice to your head. And without your heart, you can easily convince yourself of all sorts of shit and become the devil while blaming everyone else for being the devil.
Yeah.
So I went to Penny and I said, look, I really love Angie. I think she'll really contribute to the family. She meets your criteria. Of course, Penny knew her because she's been around me for years and been to my training programs, and she lectures at our institute. And Penny said, if that's what you want to do and you feel comfortable letting go of these other relationships, then I will support you, because I believe Angie will be a contributor to our family and to our mission. And so we did a 3-way marriage ceremony. First, we tested each other. We went through psychological testing to see how compatible we were.
What testing did you use? I'm just curious.
Myers-Briggs was one of them, and there's
Yeah.
another one we use. I don't remember the name of it. So we tested Angie and Penny and Angie, so the both ways. And we tested me and Penny and me. We already knew that worked. And we tested me and Angie and me, and every one of them showed highly compatible.
Awesome.
And interestingly, the psychological profile for Angie and Penny were identical, but inverted. Angie was very high in intuition and low in mathematical logical, and Penny's very high in mathematical logical and low in intuition. So they were like mirrors of each other.
Whoa.
And Angie and Penny and I have been in a relationship for 13 years now, and those women have never had a single fight. I've never seen them have what we would call a fight.
Have you ever had a double fight at once, like 2-on-1?
I've been outvoted, yes.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's why, many of my students, especially young men, come to me, I want to have multiple partners like you do. And they think it's all about the sex. And I always tell them, you better learn to ride one horse really well before you try to ride two at once, because you will get hurt.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I couldn't imagine.
It's if you want rapid spiritual growth, then just have two wives, because the bullshitting factor is zero. It's like, get ready to be pinned on the carpet. And when, I always say, every time you add a new woman to a chief's tent, his power is divided by that number of women.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you think you're in charge, but women run the world. Men just haven't figured it out yet.
Traditions are what the holidays are all about. This year, start a new tradition with Ibotta. Ibotta gives you cash back on all your purchases so you can keep those holiday traditions alive, no matter how old or new. Ibotta is a free app that lets you earn cash back every time you shop. You can earn on hundreds of items, from groceries to toys to tech. The average Ibotta user earns $256 per year. Think of how much extra holiday magic you can make this season with more room in your budget. I mean, I just would love to make more holiday magic with the Ibotta app. What the heck are you guys even talking about? With Ibotta, you can earn cash back that you can withdraw to your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. Simply add offers in the app, upload your receipt, and voila, the money is yours. You can save on over 2,400 brands and shop at over 1,000 retailers, including your favorite grocery stores, Lowe's, Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, and more. It's time you join the over 50 million users who use Ibotta to earn cash back every time they shop and keep the holiday magic alive. Come on, guys, don't let the holidays die. Right now, Ibotta is offering our listeners $5 just for trying Ibotta by using the code DRENCHED when you register. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back, and use code DRENCHED. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store, and use code DRENCHED. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week. Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs, meaning touchdowns. Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. I mean, guys, what more do I love than real money daily fantasy platforms? Guys, come on now. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Guys, please, I have a couple of shows too. I got to tell you about these. If you live in Tysons, Virginia, that whole area, it's like around DC, whatever. Capital One Hall, big theater show, second in my life. Please come. That would be awesome. It's actually a pretty large space, and I'd feel foolish if it were empty, but if it's got to be empty, so be it. I'd love for you guys to come if you can. That is on 1115 Capital One Hall, Tysons, Virginia. And then also on the next day, I'll be in New York City on 1116 at Town Hall as part of the New York Comedy Festival. So come to that too if you want to go to that. Also, and that's a big one, guys. This is the New York City Comedy Festival. And then a few weeks after that, I'll be in Irvine, California at the Irvine Improv. Guys, this is huge. This is going to be right around Thanksgiving. 1129 to 11:30. I have 4 shows, 2 days, Irvine Improv. The place is fucking massive. Come on, Cali. You guys know I'm fucking SoCal. You guys know I'm fucking with the shit. Please come out there. All the tickets, you can get them on mattmccusker.com. There should be a link in the YouTube. I literally almost did this, cut my fucking hands off. There should be a link in the YouTube description somewhere in there. Thank you, guys.
And actually, research shows that 65% of all the women spent in the world is spent by money.
Yeah.
I mean, spent by women.
Yeah, I've seen that before,
Yeah.
and I believe it.
So even though men may make more, it's the women that are actually moving the money.
Oh, big time.
So to conclude, what I'm saying is we have an amazing family experience. We're very productive. We all have the same mission, vision, and values. Angie and I have had 2 kids, and so they have 2 mothers, which is amazing.
It's awesome.
My son, Mana, bonded very strongly with Penny, interestingly, right from the beginning. He looks like Penny. Angie's Mexican, brown skin. Just you imagine a pretty little hot Mexican woman, and you got Angie. And Mana's blonde-haired, fair skin, blue-eyed, and Penny's blonde-haired, fair skin, and hazel eyes. But everyone sees Mana and thinks he's Penny's child. And our second one, Zoe, is exactly a carbon copy of mommy. She's like a hot, cute little Mexican mini mommy.
Yeah.
And she bonds very strongly with Mama. So I think it was Great Spirit's trick to get Penny inspired to be a mother, because Penny never really wanted to be a mother.
Okay.
So she fell in love with Mana and he fell in love with her. And so imagine being a kid with 2 mothers of that level of intelligence. You know, we have a 14-acre farm and we run a big business, and we have people from all over the world coming to us. We've had, you know, we travel, the kids have traveled all over the place because we have to teach all over the world. So I mean, when Mana was probably only 4 months old, he was already in England on seminar tours. So these kids are very worldly children. And we feed them the best food you can buy. We grow most of our food, and we buy from, organic farmers and free-range meat farmers and ranchers. And the kids go to a Waldorf school, so they're getting educated based on Steiner's system of education, which, based on my analysis, is hands down the best in the world. And so, I basically spent many, many years as a therapist looking at what causes people trouble, what gets them sick, what leads to cancer. And I found the number of people that have been married for a long time but didn't want to be in the marriage, but stayed in it because they thought God would burn them in hell if they broke their marriage vows or got a divorce, was so high. I learned very early in my now 40-year career that it's not a wise thing to do to stay married to somebody that you're not in love with and that you don't want to be with, because all you do is teach your children how to have a fucked up relationship. And that becomes problems for the rest of your life that you got to deal with as a parent. And so after my first marriage, I just made a promise to myself, I'm going to live true to my heart. And I know that there's women out there that want to live true to their heart too. And you'd be amazed when you're honest with women. They'll tell you yes or no. And I found it was no harder to find women that would agree to that than it was to find women that would go monogamous or that demanded monogamy.
Yeah.
But we just grew into this relationship, and well, we're 13 years in now. And like I said, I've got a 45-year-old son with a grandson from my first marriage. So I became a father for the second time at 54, and then my daughter came along a couple years later. So here I am, 63, with two little ones and a big one and a grandson. But it took me a long time to learn how to be a father. I mean, I realized at 54, I'm actually only now ready to be a dad. My first son came when I just turned 18, and I didn't know how to be a father, you know, and I didn't have a good example as a father. So to have reached that level of maturity and that much understanding of life, and then to be wise enough to choose really intelligent women. And Angie's an amazing mother. They're both amazing mothers. And my kids are damn smart. They're surrounded by very intelligent people all the time. And so they eat great food, and they live on top of a mountain on a beautiful farm. And you know, my daughter's doing amazing in gymnastics. My son's got the mind of an engineer, and you know, we're watching kids grow in an environment that is like an organic farm.
Yeah.
They get a chance to get a lot of love and to really explore themselves. And I emulate to my students to live true to your heart and not fall into conventional ideas, because, you know, living in the consensus reality is like being a sheep in a herd. But if you actually start interviewing people to ask how many people are actually happy in their marriages, I've had patients come to me with serious health problems that have been married for 35 years. And I've said to them, when were you not happy in the marriage? I've literally had women crying their eyes out saying, Paul, to be honest with you, I knew I was in trouble the day I got married.
Yeah.
I said, well, why did you stay and have kids? Because I'm a Christian. And I have marriage vows. And I said, so you think God wants you to live in a torturous relationship and raise kids in an environment where they realize that marriage is a painful and potentially ugly thing?
Yeah.
You know, and so
real quick to ask
that's,
you,
that's a problem.
I could see that. Do you think there is some redemptive fact to the process of learning to kind of relate to somebody over time, where initially it might not feel great?
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you're saying if it hits levels of just like soul deadedness and like going
Well,
through
when
the
you
motions.
get to the point where you know either you're not compatible with somebody or you're not willing to do the work to grow in relationship with that person. Like most people don't actually explore their values with someone else. So when you get confronted by things like a woman gets pregnant, but you don't want the child, and you don't realize that there's one that's pro-abortion and one that's against abortion.
Yeah.
That's a barn burner of a problem to have. When you got a pandemic that comes and one's pro-vaccine, the other one says, don't do it, it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
And one wants to vaccinate the children, the other one doesn't. I've seen relationships completely destroyed. So if you don't have a deep enough level of love and commitment to work through the rigors and the challenges that life inevitably brings, you just set yourself up to live in hell.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making, if it's not dead clear, if you can't walk through hell with your partner and hold their hand, then you shouldn't be in the relationship.
I see what you're saying. If you're just going through the motions and
If you're just going through the motions, you're not living. You're already in flatland, and you'll probably need an addiction to get you through it.
Yeah.
You'll need to drink yourself through it, or drug yourself through it, or bury yourself in work, or become an exercise addict or something. And I've rehabilitated thousands of these people. I mean, look, I'm not a young guy. I have 40 years of clinical experience. I have seen exactly how this plays out over and over again, and it ain't pretty. And it's often for the wrong reasons. And the worst reason there is because of what other people will think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit what other people think. Like, my job is to be true to myself and true to the people I share relationships with, because without that, what have I got? if I fit into the crowd, but I'm living a life that's completely unappealing and unpleasing, that just takes the wind right out of your sails, and you just go half-mast through your life, and you'll never become good at anything.
Yeah.
To achieve mastery requires commitment and focus. And if you can't achieve mastery in your relationships, then you're not going to achieve mastery in your professional relationships either.
Yeah. Well, so what is the Spirit Gym? I know you started that up.
Spirit Gym is a holistic system of spiritual development that I develop based on all my years' experience. And I saw how much problem religions cause people. I could see the beauty in them, but I could see the traps in them, and I could see how it results in a lot of health problems and a lot of belief. I think beliefs are very dangerous because the day you believe something, you stop asking questions and your mind becomes closed. So I think, by definition, spirituality is a progressively expanded sense of connection to a greater and greater whole. But oftentimes when you're in a religion, you immediately identify yourself as this religion or that religion, and you are often taught or threatened that you should not look into or participate in other religions, for example. So you won't find Christians reading Buddhist literature, but there's a ton of great stuff in Buddhism that any Christian can use. And there's stuff in Christianity that a Buddhist can use. And there's stuff in Judaism that they could all use.
Yeah.
So once you're in a belief system, it's like being in a cult. And I've watched how it destroys people's lives, and it keeps them very narrow-minded. And, if you study this, you'll find something quite shocking. The most common cause of wars throughout history has been religious differences.
Yeah.
And if you look at Ken Wilber's new book, Radical Wholeness, he states right in there at least 3 times the number one cause of war is religious differences. I mean, well, if there is a God and God is love, then God's not intended to inspire war, death, and destruction. So that right there you see the problem that belief systems are like any ism. They pit you against people, and you stop asking bigger questions. And as soon as you stop asking bigger questions, you stop growing mentally, you stop growing emotionally, and you halt your spiritual growth. Therefore, you see, if it's like being a racist. If you're a white supremacist, then you never get the joy of knowing the beauty of black people. You never, you might not even eat their food or listen to their music.
Yeah.
But if you think, okay, how many of us love food from around the world? I like Chinese food. I like Japanese food. I like Jamaican food, man. I like Brazilian food. And I like all their music too. And I love their beautiful women. So if someone said, I'm practicing such and such a religion, or I have such and such a racial bias, you've just cut 2/3 of my heart out.
Yeah.
You've just turned me into a robot, into somebody else's play toy, into somebody who's got such narrow vision that they will never actually see the beauty of God. They will never see it even though they're walking around in it and wearing it. And that is really to be a blind man. So Spirit Gym is really a system I built that teaches you how to analyze your own story so that you can ask yourself, is the story that I'm empowering each day fulfilling to me? And if it's not, what is my dream? And how do I create a story for myself that's dream affirmative and life affirmative? And how do I live in such a way that I embrace the truth of good, the truth of beauty, and the truth of life, and accept the challenges of life as growth opportunities so that I don't just drug myself, or put my head in the sand. And so I built a system based on principles. So the first principle is getting clear on what the word God means. Next is understanding how the universe is created based on metaphysical concepts and on the concepts of science, cosmology, and quantum physics. The next principle is the next principle is myth, which is the science and history and the understanding of what a myth is. Myth means story. So once you understand why myths have been created by tribes throughout antiquity and what the function of a myth is, then you know what your myth or your story has to include, or you're running blind, right? I could give you a whole description of myth and what it has to include, but it would take some time. So once we understand what God means by definition, what being is, what is existence itself, why is it here, then we go to myth, and we understand the importance of being clear on our story so we're congruent with our dream and we don't create problems for ourselves by living out a story that isn't even our own. Most people don't even know their own story. They're just living out their mother's ideas, their church's ideas, or their ism without really thinking, is this working for me? And just wondering why they feel like shit, they're tired all the time, and they got to drink alcohol to numb themselves from their ism. So then we deal with the principle of two, which is duality, which is what it takes to have a mind. You have to have a duality. It has to be a subject, me, you, the object. You're the object of my awareness right now, but it's the subject in me watching. If you're in a loving relationship, one's the lover, one's the beloved. So one's the lover, one's the beloved. So if this is a person, I, the lover, am loving the beloved. So whenever you have a duality, you have the prerequisites for love. There always has to be a lover and a beloved. And the prerequisite, love is the basis of relationship. Love is the code word that holds everything together in the whole universe, even an atom. Love really just means relationship. And so you can't have life without relationship, and you can't have a mind without relationship. To have a mind, you have to have 2 points of sentience that exchange energy and information. A computer is not a mind. It's an information processor because it doesn't know what you're putting through it. It doesn't care if you build an atomic bomb to kill people or you come up with the most amazing cure for a disease. The computer won't know the difference. So that's an information processor. That's not a mind. A mind is actually sentient, and it processes energy and information with the intention of accomplishing an objective that something is sentient of, being you in this case, or me. So once you get to the position, the principle of two, you're understanding what is the true nature of a duality and why do we have to have a duality and how do you manage dualities? Like how do you use duality in your favor as opposed to creating opposition, me against you or white against black or this religion against that religion, because that's just a low level of consciousness. The principle of three is the Holy Trinity, which explains how God or that which is unknowable manifests itself as being or life or existence. And so once we understand that process, we can say, this is the same principles we use to create our dreams. This is how we dream our house into existence, save the money, buy the land. This is how we dream our ideal partner into our life. Like I did. I meditated 1.5 years after enough years of girlfriends that drove me crazy. And I realized, these girls they don't know how to handle a guy like me that's very mission oriented. So I got clear what I needed in a partner, and I also got clear what I would give her.
Yeah.
So I just thank Great Spirit every day for this amazing woman and read off the qualities that I want, read what I was willing to give. Had a vision of her after 1.5 years meditating. 5 days later, she showed up in one of my classes. As soon as I saw her, it literally felt like electricity running through my body. I went, oh my God, there she is. I am stunned and amazed that she's actually here. 4 days later, we were engaged, and that was 28 years of marriage ago.
Damn.
Right. So I've done this many, many times. We wanted our dream home and our dream property. It took us 5 years, but we mapped it all out. I went into meditation with Angie, and we channeled the vision of our home, drew it. When we found the home, our map was exactly the map of the property. We said the prayer every morning. We gave thanks for the home. We kept looking and looking until we found it. And when we found it, we knew it.
Wow.
And there it was. And interestingly, every year I do a mandala, which is a diagram in a circle to symbolize my year. So I go into meditation and I ask my soul to give me the vision of what symbolizes my year. And that year, I saw the Native American Indian sun face, which is a circle of feathers with the Indian sun face in the middle, which if you saw the Native American Indian sun face, you'd know exactly what it looks like. The trippiest thing, the girls were out looking for houses, and this one wasn't even on the list to go look at, but as they were getting on the freeway to come home, it said open house, closes such and such a date, which was that day. So they were just closing it and they were going to put it on an auction. And the girls went, and when they pulled up to the gate of the big opening of the property, is a big metal gate because it's a big estate. On the front of the gate was a 6-foot circular mandala with exactly what I had painted.
Whoa.
And they both stopped and were stunned and took a picture and said, Paul, you're not going to believe what is on the gate to this property. And it turned out to be, I'm a remote viewer as well. So for 3 months before they found the house, in my meditations, I started seeing this property and this land. So I said to my soul, is this our new home? My soul said, yes, it is. I said, my God, it's so damn big. It looks like a hotel. I said, you sure that's we're going to be where we're going to live? My soul said, yes, you're going to be running your businesses there. You're going to need plenty of space. You're going to have a lot of people coming in and out of there. And so I used my skills as a remote viewer. I walked through the house. I looked at the property. So when the girls found it and they were walking the property, they called me and told me about the gate. And they said, you've got to see this property. It's going to blow your mind. It's exactly what we've been looking for. It's everything we wrote down. And I said, when you pulled up to the front of the house, was there a big metal gate? Yeah, that's the one I saw your mandala on. Is there a pond on the right side of the driveway when you pulled in? Yes. When you walk in the front door, does it have really high ceilings with which look Mediterranean-style wooden fans up in the top of the ceilings? They said, exactly. I said, if you walk through the house to the back, is the swimming pool back there? Yes. If you go to the edge of the swimming pool, is it really steep, almost like a cliff, down into the property? They said, Paul, exactly. I said, if you walk out the back of the house, is there a big building that would hold my gym and our classroom? They said, yes. I said, does it have a guest house? They said, yes. I said, that's the place I've been seeing for 3 months.
What?
Yep. And it was on the market 2 years earlier for $4 million.
Uh-huh.
And when I found out that it was going into auction, my soul said, do not bid, because there's very few people that can afford the maintenance on a place like that.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to get a bid on it. Wait, and they'll call you. Because we had gone there and we'd fill out the registration, and my Angie and Penny were scared to death. They said, Paul, are you sure if we lose this house, that's it. We got to keep looking. We've been looking for 5 years. I said, my soul's never misled me. Sure enough, the next morning, our real estate agent called us at like 8 o'clock in the morning. She said, you were right, Paul. Nobody bid on the house. Now's your chance. Not even 2 hours later, the real estate agent for the house called us. So I bid 1.8, and they wrote back and counterbid me 1.925. So
Whoa.
the land is worth that much.
Damn. They had padded it. I mean, I guess they can sell for whatever they want, but they were like, yeah, fine.
It wasn't they padded it. If you saw this place, it's worth $4 million.
That makes sense.
It's just that it's 15,000 square feet of buildings. It's 14 acres of land. It's
Damn.
pump systems. I mean, it's a lot to manage. I mean,
Yeah.
it cost me a lot of money
And there's probably less and less people inclined
to
to do all
manage
that.
it. You know, I have to have a full-time gardener and handyman.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big place, but it's exactly because we wanted to consolidate all of our business into one location so we didn't have to keep driving all over the place. Angie had her own business that was successful. She owned a nutrition store and ran a personal training business. I had the institute. I had a house that I used for seeing all my clients with a big gym in it. And so we consolidated all of our work into one place. So now our institute courses are run there. I see my clients there. My office is in the guest house. Penny's office is in the guest house.
That's awesome.
So we basically are spending far less money than we were for all these 3 places. Now we only have 1 gym instead of 3. Now we only have 1 location clients need to come, and everybody absolutely loves it there. It's stunningly beautiful. But the point is, this is, using your mind and using your heart to manifest. In the same way I brought Penny into my life through manifestation, I brought my home into my life, and I've done this over and over again. That's what I teach. That's what real spiritual development's about, is learning to work with source energy and consciousness instead of walking around just hoping all the time.
So that's the difference. Was when people hear manifesting, they really do, I think of like, or it comes to my mind that it sounds like bullshit, where you're just like, so I'm just going to imagine a house is going to come, but you seem like it's more intentional of like a daily practice of like imagining.
It's not just imagining. As the Quakers say, pray and move your feet.
Yeah.
Everybody prays, but they forget to move their feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So we looked at houses for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? And each time we like that feature, but there's a highway right next to the house, or, we like this big living room. And so as we were doing it, we were saying, okay, we want to write that on our dream. We had a big poster we made on we call it the vision board. And every morning we would do a prayer, all 3 of us. And I would vaporize some tobacco and herbs, and I'd blow smoke into it, which is a sacred practice to energize it with our consciousness. And, so we actually poured our intention into it. You know, if you think of God as unconditional love, that's pure potential. There's no condition there. The answer is always yes from source. God says yes to being an idiot, and God says yes to being a wise man. Obviously, look around.
Yeah.
Okay? So if God is unconditional love, then you must have an intention to create the movement of potential into actuation, and the flow of that energy and information is what we call spirit. So spirit is the flow of energy and information. What people don't realize is you're constantly moving energy and information into potential from spirit, but most people are doing it unconsciously, which is almost always based on what they don't want. Most people live by their fears, not by their dreams. And I tell people, fear never makes a good seeing eye dog. It's just not, because you will always see what you're looking for. The ancients had an important saying, you bring forth that which you gaze upon. So if you walk into a room and you're always looking for something bad, you'll see it.
Yeah.
If you walk into the room and you're looking for the beauty or you're looking for the fun, you'll find it, right? Most people don't have enough training to watch their own mind to see what it's creating all the time. And so that's what Spirit Gym's all about. It's learning how to use tried and tested principles from spiritual masters, from experts in the science of mind, from experts in psychology, from quantum physics, from metaphysics. Basically, I spent my whole life studying and looked at everything that I could learn that's relevant to how to live a life that's true to your heart and being honest in your relationships and creating the life you want and doing the work that you want to do in life so that you can make money because you're doing something you love to do and achieving mastery. And I put it into an education system and I mentor these people so they get the same kind of coaching that I do with my one-on-one clients, except I coach them in a group. And there's about 130 hours of online training that I built to take them through all these principles. And each week I meet with them and I give them a 1-hour presentation on something that's important for them to know. And then I open the floor for questions on their personal life, their personal challenges, or anything they want help with as they're working through the lessons. And I've watched people just transform right in front of my eyes. I've seen depressed people become inspired and motivated. I've seen sick people get healthy. I've seen sad people get happy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a surprise to me because I've been a therapist for 40 years. I mean, I've studied this inside out and backwards, and I've had to deal with my own challenges just like everybody else. And so, you know, I really felt it was time in my career to stop spending my time working with people one-on-one because the world's in such dangerous state right now that I realized we can't wait for a top-down rescue. I don't think Jesus is coming back. They nailed him to a tree the first time. He's not stupid. I don't think.
Well, here's a question for you, and I think, you know, I kind of dig everything you're saying. I feel like, well, I guess it's a statement then a question. I feel like God has become a taboo. It's a modern taboo. You can talk about sex. You can talk about, you know, whatever you want. If you bring up God, a lot of people get kind of like, where are you going with this? Like, relax, man. Maybe it always was because, like, if you brought up the wrong religion, people would spaz.
Everybody's conception of God is unique to themselves. And because you have all this religious division, if you're a Christian talking about God to a Muslim, then they're going to immediately think you're against them.
Yeah, or an atheist. Per
Or an
se.
atheist.
Yeah.
Right? But remember,
Well, here's my question.
I want to just
go
give me
ahead.
1 second.
Go ahead.
You use that word atheist.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's something Carl Jung said that's very important to hear. Something must first be real before it can be rejected. Meditate on that.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
It's true.
Yeah.
There's no atheist in a foxhole.
Yeah.
I'm a soldier. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that as well. And that's why I think there's something, my question is, how necessary do you think it is for, like, psychologically to have a spiritually oriented framework to work in if you want to kind of like gain some sort of, you know, self-mastery or peace of mind versus just kind of like what I feel like might be kind of sanitized, like.
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I've known people that are very masterful at a lot of things that are atheists, materialists, or even my wife Penny is agnostic.
Okay.
My wife's a scientist, you know. She did a lot of extensive research in university. She's a very scientific, very intelligent. She's a pilot. The woman that just dropped me off is a genius.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy that knows intelligent people and worked with some of the most rich and smart people on this planet. My wife is a genius. And she says, I'm happy that you love God, but God is not important to me because I can't prove the existence or non-existence of God. And she says, I've got important things to handle. Like, how are we going to pay the bills this month? And how do I manage all these employees and take care of these kids and make sure this farm is handled? She says, I will find out if God's real when I die, and that's fine with me. But in the meantime, I'm going to do my best to live a meaningful life and love as fully as I can because that's who I am. I don't need someone to take me to church to do what's inherently natural to me.
Okay. So that's interesting. So you really don't think it's like as crucial. I guess it's all person to person.
No, I think it's individual. The difference is religion is typically a set of beliefs that's closed. It's an ideology. It's a belief system. By definition, all belief systems are closed. Spirituality is an open exploration for the truth. So that's why I say spirituality is a progressive expansion of your sense of wholeness, to your connection to what makes you feel whole and what you are. So for example, spirituality, if you want a simple model, progresses from I-oriented consciousness. It's all about what I want, what I need, like a child. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Then you grow up to realize that you can't do anything meaningful in the world without relationships. So your consciousness evolves to we. And so instead of being self-centered, now you become we-centered. You say, okay, I can't just think of myself. I got to think about my wife and her needs, my boss, my friends, my coworkers, my teammates. Then all of a sudden you realize you couldn't be here without the food that feeds you, the water that hydrates you, the air you breathe. And you realize the car you drive is made by someone on the other side of the world. The computer you're using was made by someone on the other side of the world. And so you finally wake up to the fact that it takes the whole world to support all of us. And so now your sense of self and wholeness grows to embrace the whole world because you realize everybody's meaningful, everybody's contributing to each other. And so you wouldn't buy into a belief system that was my group against your group because you realize none of us can get by without each other. Okay, so then you become world-centric. Well, then you progressively expand your consciousness and you say, wait a minute, could the earth be here without the sun? And could we survive without? No. What would happen if there was no moon to move the tides of the ocean? We'd all die. So all of a sudden you realize, wow, I was an earth-centered person, but now I've got to be a solar system-centered person. But then you realize, oh my God, the solar system's part of a galaxy and it couldn't be here without a galaxy. Then all of a sudden you realize you're part of a galactic family. And you go, wait a minute, the galaxy is part of the universe. So now you reach what's called cosmic consciousness, and you realize that all of it is a dance. All of it is a being that's alive. All of it is something so magical and so mysterious that all you can do is stand there and go, my God, it took the entire universe to create me. And I could give you the physics of the fact that if we scientifically analyze even the minerals and the elements in your body, I can prove to you scientifically that it took the entire universe to make you. And it's been done many times.
How? How do they do that?
Simple. You take the elements of the periodic table that are in your body, and you say, okay, where did that come from? Well, that came from the sun. That came from Mars. Okay, well, how did they get into the sun? Well, other stars exploded and collapsed into a sun.
Damn.
Through black hole, whatever model you want to use. And so you keep playing that game. So where'd that come from? It ends up reaching to the end of the universe.
It's crazy.
So what you realize, even scientifically, is it takes an entire universe to make each one of us. And that's just scientific fact. I don't care if you believe in God or not. I can sit you down and show you the research on it. And so, okay, if you're a scientist, here's proof. It took the whole universe to make you.
Yeah.
So what do you want to worship? Just one book?
Yeah.
I'm like, I think we can do better than that.
Yeah. So that you're saying that you're kind of, I guess, provide a modern roadmap for people trying to gain the benefits of a spiritual system without the pitfalls and the downfalls of like organized religion.
I'm simply saying, let's be honest with each other. Let's be rational. Let's be logical. Let's be scientific. And let's open ourselves to the mystery of the heart and ask honest questions. who are we? What are we? How did we get here? What does it take to sustain us? And how many absolute mysteries are involved? I mean, science shows that if the conditions of the initial universe were even 100% different, we would not be alive.
That's crazy.
Right? When you look at the science behind this thing, there's, you either think everything's an accident and we're just lucky, which would be like standing next to a pile of rocks and hoping a Rolex watch jumped out, which would be a materialist.
Yeah.
Or you say there's some kind of intelligence behind this thing, and the biggest form of intelligence that we can come up with is a thing called God, because we don't have another name to give it. It just means something so wild I can't even put a name on it, so we'll just call it God. By definition, God means that for which there is no other. By definition, God is the only being that can create and sustain itself. None of us can do that, right? It takes a God to create and sustain itself. So when you really understand what the word God means, that's capital G, capital O, capital D. Capital G, little o, little d in Spiritism means the highest power of any belief system. This is why you've got a Christian God, a Muslim God, a this God, a that God. They war like hell with each other. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you call someone that's at war with themselves? Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, the God I'm talking about, that for which there is no other, is not at war with itself. Look up in the stars at night. You see nothing but harmony and beauty.
Yeah.
It's when you're lost and confused down here and you worship a God that'll burn you in hell and has all these rules and regulations, you realize, okay, we need to reevaluate our idea about God. So that's the difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is based on belief systems that are closed, and spirituality says, I'm on an open quest to explore what it is that creates me and how I can have a healthy relationship with it, and love and respect the fact that everything that's here was created by the same intelligence and I'm part of it. So why not love and respect it? I love the Sufis are the mystics of Islam. If you really want to understand religion, you always got to go to the mystics, because they're the ones that broke out of the dogma and had their own religious experience. But the Sufis, the Sufi mystics say, there is no God but God. I worship everything and everyone. That is somebody that understands what God means. I got to go pee.
We'll do like a 10-minute wrap up, and I do have one more question for you.
Go for it, baby.
Are you, Josh, you recording? All right, so, sorry, we had to take a pee break. My question is, and I think this kind of applies to religion, somehow organic farming, it all kind of ties together, where I feel like the reflex for kind of these like very restrictive religions and all this stuff, and even like kind of this like war with like weeds in the soil through like pesticides, it makes sense from like, if you think about our escape from nature, which was like a nightmare to live in the jungle, be getting mauled alive. Like you going back way. That's the conception I have of it. It was terrifying.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go talk to native cultures, it seems terrifying, but that was home for them. You see, if you go back to the point where we were living out in nature, we didn't see the animals out there as our enemies. We saw them as our family, and we had respect for grizzly bears. We had respect for poisonous snakes. We saw everything in nature as a being with its own intelligence. And so if you study native cultures, you'll see they studied these animals. They learned things like tool making from crows. I don't know if you know this, but crows have a brain that's as big as ours for body size, if not bigger. They have a language of over 400 words, and they have advanced tool making skills. And most people have no idea.
Yeah, I knew they could crack nuts, but I didn't know.
Oh, no, they can. I've seen film of crows hand making tools that are very complex. They can make tools more complex than chimpanzees can.
Damn.
And they've got a language of between 400 and 500 words. Okay, that's pretty impressive. But the point is, if you were living out there with them, you would learn about how spiders weave things. You would learn about how birds put nests together. You would learn how bears fish. I mean, if you actually were out there in nature, you'd realize that each of these beings has a level of intelligence and is doing something in nature that is important. There is no accidental beings out there. So if you live in reverence and you realize that taking more than is necessary is a threat to the existence of another being, then you don't just go rape all the bees for honey and steal all the eggs, because then you wipe out your own survival system. So those people did not have this us against nature. They were nature.
Yeah.
And it's only as the industrial age began to come on that we begun to shift our orientation to man against nature, which is largely we want more space to do what we want to do, right? And we want to take these people over so we can do what we want to do. So you'll see that as our technology and our tools got more and more advanced and we got more and more scientific, we started getting more and more disrespectful to what creates harmony in nature and more I-oriented, more what do I want? Not how does that affect the rivers? How does that affect the oceans? I mean, so if you take that to now and say, well, look what we got. We got a bunch of germophobic people that are scared of the dirt, that poison everything they eat, that wash their hands with antibacterial soaps, that have wiped out their microbiomes, that have brains that are collapsing, that have kids that are sick, that have constantly got to take pills, who are at war with each other, who have an organization called the CIA that says our work will be done when no one knows what the truth is. Well, when your government has an agency whose mission it is to make sure nobody knows what the truth, you have to ask yourself, well, we've gotten more or less intelligent?
Yeah.
Have we evolved or are we devolving? When we don't know the principles of nature and we're seeding the eyes with the skies with aluminum and barium and trying to control the sun, and we're making fake global warming by billionaires to make the rich rich and the poor more poor. I mean, we've gotten so far from the truth of what life is and what it's all about that it's going to, and it is costing us dearly. The United States last year spent $3 trillion to manage diabetes. That's one illness.
Damn.
One illness. The United States defense budget, which is the most expensive in the world, is $1.9 trillion. We're spending $3 trillion a year to manage diabetes, which is a problem of eating food that is not high quality, that has no nutrition, and eating too much sugar, which is highly addictive. Sugar has been shown by Candace Pert to be as addictive as morphine and heroin, and it's laced in everything. It's in bacon, it's in meat. We've gotten to a level of trickery in business and in politics to the point that we can't trust each other anymore. How much money is being spent to turn our iPhones into spy devices, to turn our televisions into spy devices, to turn refrigerators and vacuums into spy devices. The NSA, Edward Snowden showed us the NSA has been collecting information on every one of us all the time. Like, we've actually got an autoimmune disorder, right? We've got enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet 179 times over. So we've become so afraid of each other that we're actually spending all our time, energy, and money to defend ourselves against each other while destroying the very support systems that keep us alive. So you have to ask yourself, who had it better, the natives or us?
Yeah.
Natives thought 7 generations ahead. As a general rule of thumb, native societies thought, if we do this, will it enhance or diminish the next 7 generations of our people?
Yeah, we don't do that, really.
We've got attention spans of about 3 minutes, and we don't think for 2 seconds about what's going to happen to our kids, or we would actually start paying attention to what we're feeding them and the fact that our education systems are absolute trash, and that we're putting pornography in the libraries for kids that are 3 and 3rd grade.
Yeah, they're doing that?
Oh, hell, all over the world. The globalists are absolutely dangerous as hell.
Yeah, that's the one thing I never understood, why we don't have physical education first thing in the morning in every school. It should be every kid should like run around for like an hour, burn off energy.
You realize there's people all over the world that are confused as to what a woman is.
Yeah, true. That's another problem.
Like we have used science to validate every drug that's killed 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000 people, only to have it taken off the market. But it was all scientifically validated. So we've turned science into a corporate prostitution ring.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, if you really ask the question, was it that dangerous to live in nature when we had respect for nature and we lived in harmony with nature? Or is it that dangerous to live today where we're destroying nature and each other and call ourselves scientifically advanced. Well, as Steiner says, for every advance you make in science, you must make 3 advances in morality, or you will destroy yourself. Well, ask yourself, from the time we were living in nature to the time to where we're at now, how many advances have we made in science and how many advances have we made in morality?
I'd say like 3 morality, probably like a bazillion in science.
Yes. And so here we all are.
Fuck,
watching
man.
each other all over the world destroy each other and calling ourselves Christians.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Well, God damn it, dude. That sums it up pretty well. I'll have to have you on again. I have like a million more
I
questions.
am at
for
a
you.
comedy store right now.
No, that's phenomenal, man. Thank you so much. Do you have anything you want to like? I mean, obviously, Spirit Gym.
MySpiritGym.com if you're interested in my mentorship program. CHEKinstitute.com if you want to see my education and all the online courses I have for various people. My How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy book can be bought on Amazon. It can be bought at the CHEK Institute. Our Holistic Lifestyle Coach Level 1 training program teaches you all the principles on how to eat, move, and be healthy and how to apply them in your life. So it's a public access program.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that want a career in holistic lifestyle coaching to teach other people how to get healthy and not spend all their money on managing diabetes and things like that, you would go to Holistic Lifestyle Coach Level 2, which is a professional training program. So it's like a career. And it goes from there. The CHEK Academy can be explored there. That's our 5-year academy program, which is a mix of online training and hands-on training. And it's multidisciplinary. So we have medical doctors, chiropractors, osteopaths, nurses, acupuncturists, strength coaches, personal trainers, massage therapists, and people just changing professions. It's a fully complete system of education. My YouTube channel, where I have about 1,200 videos I've done for public service on almost everything, which I think you've seen is
Yeah, that's how I found you, just watching those.
right. So it's youtube.com/Paul, CHEK live, Paul Chek live. So there's tons I put on. That's where I do my public service work and say, look, if you've got plantar fasciitis here, this will help you. If you want to know how to get yourself healthy, do this. I've poured thousands of hours into doing that for the public. So those that can't afford me or want to get a taste before they spend money can go to YouTube. And my podcast is Spirit Gym with Paul Chek.
Okay.
And there's over 300 episodes with the greatest minds I can find all over the world. Scientists, doctors, metaphysical experts, religious experts, health experts, you name it. I go for the brains and the great ones that have good results and I believe are worth listening to, and I interview them, and I do comprehensive long-form interviews. And for those that want the extended play, they can be a member of the podcast. So you can go to paulchek.com, sign up for the podcast membership. I think it's less than $8 a month. And so I do the public portion of the podcast is 1.5, usually somewhere between 1 and 2 hours, depending on the length of the guest, the length of the topic. Mm-hmm. And then the second half is for the members, where we do what's called a deeper dive.
Gotcha.
So I've got a lot of stuff out there. I've written 11 books, and I'm just now finishing a series of 15 volumes called Welcome to Spirit Gym, which is about 3,000 pages in total.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's taken me 4.5 years of hard work to build this program, and I started developing it 10 years ago because I saw the world was in deep trouble and it needed to understand some of the things we just talked about today.
Well, dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing. When I started watching back in the day, I was like, oh, it's nice this guy's out here.
Yeah.
Somebody gives a shit about stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for sharing. Great questions, by the way.
Thank you, man.